Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Codebreakers tournaments here. Today, we're bringing you the Big Leagues 2. This is going to be a very exciting match here. I am joined by the wonderful Dude32. How you doing today, dude?
Doing pretty good. How are you, man?
I'm awesome. I'm excited. I feel blood pumping. I'm ready to go. These matches look incredible. I mean, I'm just excited. How about you?
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. We've got a pretty stacked roster going on here. We've got quite a few recognizable names like Pulsar, Auntie's Goo Boys. We've got Code Rising and Code themselves. It's going to be fairly exciting, I would say, considering what the teams that we have lined up here. We're going to be seeing a lot of, very, very well played roles. Hopefully,
a lot of off meta. I imagine. I think we're going to see a lot of off meta plays.
Yeah, I really hope to see off meta. Off meta is one of my favorite things. I really, really enjoy seeing how a player can take a niche role and expand it beyond what it was initially thought to be, and turn it into something new. It's like a special art form in that sense, almost.
Yeah, absolutely. There are some changes to be pointed out from the last time. First things first, we have a double elimination bracket. So teams will be able to, make a mistake or make a misstep throughout one of these rounds, and they have a chance to bring it back through the losers bracket. We also have cash out matches, including an elimination cash out midway through the event. So stay tuned for all of those matches. But we are going to have a really chaotic and crazy exciting bracket here. It will start with head-to-heads. The first match we're going to see today will be a head-to-head match. And then we'll be followed by 2 cash outs in the winners bracket to confirm who goes through to the finals and who has to work their way through losers bracket. We'll then swap over to the losers bracket to watch the elimination cash out and also a head-to-head to be able to see who is going to be that final slot qualifying into the cash out final. We will then have it's a show match, but it's also a seeding match. So you still want to do well. But we'll have 1 cash out match to determine which teams are going to fight who in a head-to-head to determine which team will make it through to the grand final, which will be a best of 3. And I think it's going to be really exciting. I'm very pumped for this.
I think, and especially with this way that this is all set up, I love how we go in between the two different modes here, especially because we
Hmm.
get that cash out, which is that dynamism that Embark always talks about. That's what they designed this
Hmm.
game around, and it really brings in that chaos mode where things can get moved around quite substantially depending on how you play things. So it I, I'm really excited to see exactly what happens in those matches because those will be fairly widely defining with who goes forward, I would say.
For sure, for sure. A lot of these matches are going to really determine who's going to have a tougher time in here, especially these cash out brackets. It's really important you maintain your momentum and keep your tempo throughout the match. One misstep can cost you quite a lot. Won't cost you
Hmm.
everything, but you're going to
Oh
be
yeah.
put into a much, much tougher situation. And you will have to risk elimination in one of those cash out rounds because if you lose, you will be playing in that elimination cash out at some point. Um, so that means that you need to really be confident and careful too, not be too risky and make too many
Yeah.
mistakes.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Um,
yeah, go ahead.
no, I really just you hit it right on the nail, right on the head. You have to do exactly what you stated. It's
Yeah,
dead on.
no, that is definitely huge. I think we're going to get underway soon for match number one between Dark Horse and Code Rising. A little bit about each team. Dark Horse is actually originally Team Fresh, who's one of the
Hmm.
sponsors for this event. So we're gonna see some familiar faces there. Colgate, really looking forward to seeing him.
Oh
And
yeah.
then we also have Code Rising. Code Rising is actually the winners of the Little League. They automatically move through to the big leagues, regardless of what rank they are, and they're going to get a chance to show themselves off here on the big stage and see if they can hang with these teams. I think uh, it's going to be an exciting match, and I think
Yeah,
we're about to
I
get
would
underway
agree.
here soon.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how Code Rising plays this out, especially against Dark Horse,
Mhm.
because I've seen how Dark Horse plays. I've met these guys and I've talked with them for a decent chunk of time now, and I know their play styles. They're very, very good at being a cohesive unit and just being able to control the space of the map and the cash boxes. So it will be a challenge for Code Rising, but I'm really excited to see how they deal with them.
No, absolutely. I think it will be. From my understanding, there is a sub on Code Rising. One of the players couldn't play,
Mm,
unfortunately. Um, and that player is unfortunately Raspberry, who was a bit of a fan favorite in the little leagues.
gotcha.
Bow player, really standout player. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see him today.
Yeah.
But I think that we will have a good replacement in that of Swift Cheetah
We love Swift
playing
Cheetah.
instead. Swift Cheetah will be replacing him on a Code Rising, and I guess we get to see how they do because Swift's a bit more of a higher ranked player and has some overall experience in this field compared to them. But
Hmm.
let's see if they can really mesh together and see if they can work.
Yeah, and even if they don't, I'm sure they're gonna do the best that they possibly can and do
Mhm.
a fantastic job.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt. We will be getting started on Skyway Stadium soon here. Now, per the rules, the variant and the
Mhm.
time is any. We follow the TGM and PHO rules. So we have a chance of seeing something like up, down, left, right, or high rise on this match. So we can get a little bit of a shakeup,
Oh,
or we could obviously have standard condition. But I guess we'll see in a moment here. We're about to get underway.
yeah, here we go.
Awesome. I'm excited. It is going to be a very, very exciting match here. I cannot wait to see how these teams are going to play.
Yeah, me too. So it looks like
We
we're
start
starting off
here.
with phased.
Yeah, absolutely. Box has already been tapped by Dark Horse on this high part of the hotel. This is standard condition, it looks like, so no real advantage for being on that middle part. They have to figure out how they want to cross over and where they want to play.
Mhm.
But realistically, with this box and where the cash outs are, they can kind of play a little loose. See if they want to just make a push to A when they cross, which it looks like Dark Horse is about to go for a walk to A.
Yeah, for
See
sure.
if
Maybe
Code Rising are going to go for anything here.
yeah, maybe Code Rising is gonna intercept and it looks like that's exactly what's happening.
They're trying some good shots across the map, but not much hitting from this distance. They are going to pad up here on the outside. Barb on the outside here looking for some info. They see the gates taken by two players there. Both the lights walk through this. Repeater in hand for Colgate here, looking for damage, looking for players. Does see one's going to then drop back down. Gotta walk in on this. Immediate damage going out, though. FaZe down to 1 bar already. I mean, huge work already by the light here. And look at this. They've rotated around a staircase height. Barb's gonna find this light, get some good damage. He's gonna get found himself and take a little bit of damage himself. They're kind of playing their time and just waiting, but never mind. Big RPG there from Bob on a FaZe. 1 down, second taken out by Fennec, and third's gonna get winched into Lewis. And that's a quick wipe from Dark Horse.
Yeah, fantastic wipe there. I was looking at while you were discussing or commentating on what was going on here, I was trying to look at the team loadouts and what they were using. And I love to see Code Rising using a double light heavy loadout. You know, you see that a little bit more often these days rather than the heavy medium light, which is the standard. Fun to see that these two teams are coming together in a slightly different compositions, and it looks like with our light medium heavy loadout, Barb is running the Lewis, Colgate's running the Repeater, and Fennec is running our 93R.
Yes, sorry to cut back in here. We already have a frag from Fennec. Invis able to just immediately ape out FaZe as Barb's gonna hop in here. Colgate up behind with Repeater. Prinz is taking heavy damage and is eliminated as well by Fennec, kind of carrying here with 2 kills already on this team. Swift gonna try to run, but realistically, he should just wipe, call it over. There's not much else he can really do here, and they're gonna win this box number 1.
Yeah. They, you know, I appreciate their attempt to push in there, but Barb really put up a good fight, and Fennec took out 2 of them immediately with that 93R. It's so oppressive that
it's
that
also
gun
the
is able to
positioning.
put out so much. Yeah, that too.
It's the positioning with the Invis.
Yes, his positioning is top tier. He finds the exact location to hold where the enemy team is not going to expect him to be there, and then he just holds it like a boss, is patient, and then attacks at the perfect moment. It's really a masterclass in that.
Yeah, no, for sure. The Invis rewards heavy patience and just not bad, but off positioning that doesn't make sense to most players. And Fennec actually immediately getting targeted a little bit here. Taking some big damage, is going to try to gate away, but his gate fails. Okay, he does finally manage to land that on top. Bit of an odd spot. If you are... I actually think this is better for Dark Horse, because they have no need to push in for the vault. They can sit here and let them walk, but they're not even going to do that. Barb's just going to hop right in and clean up too. I mean, the third's just going to fall quickly here to the Repeater on the flank. Barb putting pressure from the front. He's going to get walked in on and eliminated. They're just getting steamrolled here as soon as the fight breaks out.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about with Dark Horse. Their capabilities of being able to just envelope a team, figure out exactly where they're going to go and where they're going to run to, and just cut that off. They do such a fantastic job. It's really quite impressive, and I'm really hoping that Code Rising is able to...
No, this is really wonderful to watch here from this team. Now, what? Look at the spawn. Wait a minute. This is a god spawn here from Code Rising. They're going to be able to get on this. Barb almost goes down. The Nully from Switchita is going to be able to save him. The Nully on a Prinz here from Fennec, who does get 1 kill. They get the trade. First kill on the board there for Code Rising. Colgate's going to walk in here and take out that heavy. Now to just Swift Cheetah, who's going to try to run and maybe stall this out. They can play for a coin. No real chance to coin recently, but we'll see if they are able to get this 8th kill here to clean up the board. Yeah, Colgate walking in on this. Knows where Swift is.
Probably getting calls out. And
yeah, I'd imagine so.
Envelope or just hold him.
Is Box... Did they chuck Box? Pink did chuck Box successfully. It got really far, yeah. So that's actually going to be really good for them. They're going to be able to coin back up and walk back into this. Colgate chasing Swift Cheetah out. Finally, almost getting found here. Does get away. Fennec goes down to FaZe. That's a great entry frag. That's very important for their chances here on this cash box.
Yeah, fantastic frag. It's going to really put Dark Horse into a bad position now because everyone on Code Rising is up.
Yeah, those tables have turned a little bit. FaZe on the box might decide to run it to the other cash out. They don't really want to have to cross over to B here. Swift can get out. They can't really get in. It's a very tough position to be in. Never mind, they're going to walk it to B. They do want to play B. Swift's going to walk right out in the open and get aped by Colgate. Fennec's going to climb back up, and now it's switched again.
Oh boy. Hopefully Code Rising is able to correct course here and potentially hold box, but considering how oppressive Barb is being right now, I don't think that's happening.
I don't think it's happening either. Plug it did get put by Code Rising, but it's going to get flipped back over here. There it
Good
goes,
flip.
back to the Dark Horse Esports, able to hold this, and now they're just going to have to wait for another set of coins here as Code Rising.
I'm not sure I would necessarily have played it that way. I probably would have just potentially tried to wipe my team.
I think it probably would have been best to just walk it. Oh, FaZe goes down to Fennec as well. They just keep getting solo picked, unfortunately.
Yeah,
not really well structured.
Yeah, their cohesion as a team is not coming through.
No, for sure. I do think, and looks like Prince is about to get picked as well. They're not going to overpeak it. They don't want to put themselves in a bad spot to get a kill, but I mean, really, Prince is going to have a lot of trouble walking up here. Swift on the outside of the roof, but with the M11, just going to get beamed if he tries to take any peeks at all. Now, FaZe does come back up. Prince is able to get on this box and winch it in. Trying to walk it back.
Maybe a big...
Colgate's in a bit of a strange spot. Colgate's in a spot to get aped here. Does get aped by Swift. Cheetah down to 1 bar. Does get the trade at least. Down to a 2v2. Prince on the outside getting aped by Fennec. And Barb's probably going to hop in on this, but FaZe on the XP able to put some good work in there too. H-Diffuser's going to pocket the heavy, get him back up. They need to go for a steal now. They don't really have much time. Glitch out, but Colgate gets revived by Barb. That's actually really bad for Code Rising. RPG's going to take out FaZe. And it looks like this last kill in Prince is going to go through now. And they're going to secure themselves. They're going to take an easy, confident win here. And they'll be on to the next round.
Yeah, they're playing... Had their third instead of their slot there, that they probably would have performed a little more cohesively and been able to push a little bit harder against Dark Horse. But Fennec was able to just get out there and take one person off, take the next person off, and then it was just a constant mismatch of the fights.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I think they need a little bit better structure there, and definitely needed to really hold everything together a little better. They just kept getting picked on one on the other, and then when Barb would initiate the fight there, they just all fell really quickly. There was no sustain, there was no height trading, no rotating out. They were kind of just found and done as soon as a fight happened. So, I mean, well done from Dark Horse. They've shown their kind of strength here. And wow, look at that combat. They're all very similar on combat, but realistically, it was just kind of outmatched and outclassed there for Code Rising.
Yeah, I would have to agree there. Code Rising did put up a good fight. They did the best that they could. I really have appreciation for the attempts there and the team fights that they tried to take. They were attempting to get around, trying to take out who they could take out, and sometimes they were able to, but like we've said, Dark Horse was just able to outperform there, and it was really astounding.
No, for sure. That was really well done there. I cannot wait to hopefully see more of them, but we might not. They got to go down to the losers bracket and fight their way out of that. If we see more of them, that'd be fantastic. But at this point, we know we will be seeing more of Dark Horse Esports in this event. So look forward to seeing their team and seeing them participate in cash outs, because that's the next match we'll see them in.
Yeah, for sure.
So the next match that we have up will be the winners bracket cash out. So we will be able to see who's come through here soon. Onto that, I'm really excited to see a couple teams here. I want to see Auntie's Goo Boys in one of these cash outs. They're really fun to watch.
Yes.
If anyone watched the major qualifiers, you'll know what I'm talking about. But watching that Goo Gun player on cash out of Akazo is just one of the most enjoyable things you can really ask for in this game. It is what this game is meant to be, and I really can't wait to see that. I really hope that they make their way through. What about you, dude?
Yeah, no, I have a special place in my heart for Auntie's Goo Boys because I myself am a Goo Gun user, and boy, oh boy, do I love to see a fantastic use of that Goo Gun. It's fun to see the mastery that you get with it, because you have different capabilities that you, at first glance with the Goo Gun, would never expect, but you are capable of using it to block defense. You're able to sustain yourself. You're able to prevent steals. You're able to just control the environment and everything around you, which in this game is massive, especially because of how the game is designed. Map control is huge, and
it's definitely
the Goo Gun just allows you to change that.
Yeah, it's definitely the most difficult specialization on heavy, but it is by far the best if you learn it properly. It can really be oppressive and cause a lot of problems. I mean, it basically holds the utility class of what everything else does. So it's a little difficult to use it. That's why there's so few. But when you see a really good Goo Gun player kind of walk in on that, I think it'll be a fantastic to watch. Do you have any other teams you're kind of looking out for in this winner's bracket?
Well, I have a special place in my heart for Dark Horse, because I know the guys
Of
there.
course.
But I really like an underdog, so I'm really hoping that Code Rising is able to come back from this and they're able to work their way back through the losers bracket and just learn from what they messed up here in this match that we just watched, so that they can come back up and potentially fight Dark Horse again. And I'd love to see a rematch as we go along. Other than that, I know Pulsar is going to be doing a pretty good job. They always tend to. The rest of the teams are fairly new to me, so I'm interested in just seeing how they play and what kinds of players they are, and the team comps that they put out. Because I love seeing the differences in play styles. This game is really designed around that. It's around being able to. It's kind of like chess in that there are a set number of openings, but there are also like counter plays that you can do against those openings, and there's counters to counters, and it's just fun to watch those dynamics interplay. Anything along the lines of any teams that you recognize?
Yeah, I probably would have had the same list. I really recognize Pulsar and Auntie's Goo Boys. There are a couple names in here, ones that might be in the other winners bracket cash out. But
Mhm.
Peak One, I know. That team will be fun to watch in here. And Shadows of Nine, I actually know that team too. They're both fighting each other in that first one, so that'll be
Ooh,
interesting to
interesting.
see. Besides that, I know some of the players on Glorp. That'll be a fun team to watch go through if they do. But realistically, I think we just need to get in there and see. I'm really, really excited to see which teams we're gonna see fighting next here. The next map for that cash out we're gonna be watching will be Sis Horizon.
Ooh,
Wonderful map for cash out. I really like Sis Horizon, as do most people. I imagine that map is very, very well loved. And it really leaves a lot open to the players. It doesn't do too much controlling of where you're going to walk
mhm,
and where you're going to rotate through. It leaves a lot of things open, and that's the main thing. Fun little fact about Sis Horizon: it's actually tied for the second largest map in the game. It
wow,
doesn't feel like that though because of those major jump pads in the center of the map. They make it
yeah,
really easy to rotate through. It's 285 meters end to end, which is the same as Kyoto.
wow, that's
Most people don't know
impressive.
that. It is
No, I
basically the
would
same
never
size
have
as
guessed
Kyoto.
that.
The difference is Kyoto is just so much worse to move through. We obviously won't be seeing Kyoto in this match, but yeah, Sis Horizon is a big map, fast to rotate through, but it
Mm,
will reward teams that have a light. If you don't have a light, then it really will not be that great to try to rotate through,
mm,
because it's a tough map if you don't have that dash. Dash padding and dashing off of the major pads in this map are is really, really important.
yeah,
That is
yeah,
kind of
that makes a lot of
required. If
sense.
you don't have that, rotating through this map is much more costly. Not that it's more difficult, it's just costly because you need to waste utility. You need to waste a jump pad. You need to waste things you want to use in the fight to just get there in the first place.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I guess we're waiting to see when we can move on to that match. I do have some updated results here for at least the teams that we will see in our
mhm,
bracket and the teams we'll see in the other bracket. Auntie's Goo Boys did move on, but we're not watching them on this match. They're going to be in the other bracket, along with Glorp, Code. So Codebreakers team made it, not Code Rising. They are a different
mhm,
team. And
yep.
obviously Dark Horse, we just saw play. And in the top bracket, we do see Pulsar come through. OEPE, which honestly I've not heard.
I have
But
not
I
heard
guess
of
we'll
them
see.
either.
Yeah, I haven't heard of them either, but we'll see how they perform when we get in here. Jiggy Piggies is also one of the teams that qualify, and we are just waiting on the results from the last one here to be able to see who moves through, which is from Peak One and Shadows of Nine. So we'll get to see
Yeah,
who gets
gotcha.
to face off against everyone else in that cash out.
Man, Jiggy Piggies, that is just a fun name to say. I have to
Oh, and I
say,
like that name. Yeah, I love
it's
when
a
teams
great
kind of do
name
little goofy names because obviously there's a lot of professional names, but then you got Jiggy Piggies and Glorp. Those
and
names are
Glorp.
always
Yeah,
funny. Yeah,
they're
special place in my
great.
heart.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And I mean, Auntie's Goo Boys. That's also hilarious. Like, just
Yeah.
what does
That
that
is a
mean?
that's a
We don't
I
know.
it's a meme, but it's also like you look at that and you go, "Oh, I know that's Akazo's team. That's the Akazo
Oh yeah,
APKD deal." Well known. TGM established players. And then and you're like, "Wait a minute. Yeah, that name's kind of goofy." But yeah, I do like seeing these names and we do have some exciting matches coming up.
I
Um,
agree. Other parts about
yeah.
Sis Horizon. So I just like the map because it has so much verticality, and it's this combination of a couple central alleys, some wide open spaces surrounded by buildings
Mhm.
that cause you to have a lot of height and a lot of interior plays. So your weapon choice that you can use throughout this map, like say for instance the MGL. MGL isn't necessarily great in wide open maps. However, there are a lot of interior locations where you can use the MGL effectively on a map like this. You just
Mhm.
have to bring fights into those areas and try not to take fights out in the open. So I think it's just one of those maps that allows for a lot more interplay between the classes and allows for, like the use of the shotguns and a lot of things along the lines of just being open.
It's
Like
it's a
it's a
wide
good
range.
map.
It has everything. That's why a lot of
Yeah,
people like it, is that it has long range fights. It also has close quarters. And it's really
exactly.
up to the players whether they want to play that, because a lot of the boxes and their positioning let you decide that. If you have a winch or you have some sort of
Mhm.
movement utility that can get the box there, it's not that hard to get into a spot you want to play it in. So it
Yeah.
leaves a lot of versatility up to the players. If you're playing a winch, but you're playing a lot of long range guns, a Lewis, a repeater, something like that, any of these cash blocks, you're going to winch it outside. You're going to get that moving and not keep it where it is. Versus you're playing an SA or something, or a model, and you want to play DMAT drops. You have that
Mhm.
ability. It's not like a lot of the maps like Vegas we'll see, where there's not really any outdoor spots. It's mostly indoors. Or
Mostly
you'll have a
interior,
map
yeah.
like my brain is blank. I forgot the map I was going to use as an example, but you understand what I mean. There's obviously maps
Definitely
that favor,
100%.
yeah, that favor long range versus close range, and Sis just doesn't favor anything, which is why people really
Yeah.
like it. It leaves that creativity up to the players.
It's
Also, it just
balanced.
has the best vibe. It just has the best
Yeah,
vibe.
that's
It,
totally
it just
true
looks
because
the
it's a
best.
virtual, like you're in a
Hmm.
virtual tournament. And so having this virtual arena, which is Cis Horizon, it blends well. It's also
For
got
sure.
like oh, what's that term? The vaporwave feeling to it. It's got a
Yes,
vaporwave feel
retrowave,
to it.
retrowave, I
Yes,
think is
yes,
called. Yeah,
exactly.
especially
And it
Sunset. Sunset Sis Horizon. I really hope
mhm.
this matches Sunset. Sunset Sis Horizon will be one of the neatest things to watch. It is just gorgeous. I mean, it's fantastic
Oh yeah.
to
And
watch
that
that.
and you know what's funny? We mentioned Kyoto earlier. I love Kyoto for its aesthetics. It's got great aesthetics.
It does. I gotta say,
It just
I don't think
doesn't
there's many
work
matches
well
that are
as a
better.
map.
Yeah. It's. I think it gets a lot of hate because of moving platforms. If it
Yeah.
was just standard and suspended, honestly, suspended's playable. I like
Yeah.
suspended. I
Yeah,
don't mind
suspend is great.
suspended structures Kyoto. Um, non-suspended, you kind of have like the main issues with Kyoto is you have like the lakeside house, right? That
Mhm.
place, impossible push if you're like at a top level.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to get in there.
It's
And then you
it's
also
rough.
have the cliffside cash out where it's just so oppressive.
Mm.
But having
Mhm.
suspended gives you counter height and gives you counterplay that is really enjoyable. I gotta say, I like
Yeah.
that counterplay from that suspended. So obviously talking about something we're not gonna see, but I like to
Fun to
just
discuss though.
theorize. It's good to discuss, yeah. Um, we may see some suspended at some point. I don't know, because
I hope
obviously
we
if we're on
do.
any. I hope we do too as well. I really want to see like a Monaco suspended at some point. That would
Yeah.
be really enjoyable. Or Bernal suspended. Bernal suspended, I'm
Bernal.
not
Yep.
the biggest fan of. I think it's better than regular
Really?
Bernal, but also I don't like Bernal as a map in general.
Oh,
So
really? Why
I'm
is
not
that?
I'm not a fan. It's just because that map feels so awkward to play on rooftops.
Hmm.
A lot of people don't like the slanted rooftops. I actually quite like the slanted rooftops. I like
Hmm.
playing off of them because they add positional advantages to just parts of the roof. So you have to
Yeah,
think
you
about
can
which
head peek
side of the roof you're
easier.
standing on. Versus, Bernal, where everything's just a flat roof. And so
Oh,
you end up
yeah.
in a
Yeah.
spot where it's really easy to pad on. It's really easy to get peaked and not have any place to duck back and cover. It reduces the amount of cover you get from playing positionally. So that's just my
Okay.
opinion. Obviously, I'm not a professional player or anything,
Yeah.
so there is definitely some things that I might be missing.
Mhm.
But I just really hope we get to see some suspended. I like suspended structures because it's really fun, especially since obviously we have some players in here who are going to play KS or weird
Oh, yeah.
things that'll be a little destruction based. I want to see one of these suspended towers come down. That
I
would be
would
that would
as
be
well.
really enjoyable
It adds that extra bit of, like, chaos there that you don't know exactly
for
what's gonna
sure.
happen, and it gives teams capability to just
Yeah.
jump in and be menaces to each other.
Absolutely. I do have an update as to who won. Shadow's a 9. winning
Oh,
against
wow.
Peak 1 to put them into the final slot for the match that we're going to watch here soon. So total roster is going to be Pulsar, OEPE,
Mm.
Jiggy Piggies, and Shadows of Nine that we're going to see upcoming in Sis Horizon. Yeah, that name is so
It just
wonderful. I
cracks
love
me
that
up
name.
every time.
No, it's a great name. I'm pretty much all excited, ready to go for this match.
Yeah, I am too. I'm really excited to
I
see how
any
these three teams
predictions?
play against Pulsar.
Well, I think that kind of
My
gives it
guess
away.
is my
Yeah,
guess is
yeah,
Pulsar's probably going to be fairly dominant. However, I don't know these teams, and just because Pulsar has been dominant in the past does not mean that they are going to continue to do so. And when you have these four sets of people on this list here, I mean, they could just fight against Pulsar together and just decide,
true.
hey, we're gonna take down Pulsar and then we're gonna send someone else forward. That is a valid strategy if they really wanted to do that. Or
Yeah,
it's very possible that we have some teams here that will actually take Pulsar to task and play against them very well. We never know, because with these teams, like, I'm not very familiar with them. They could be really, really good and just not known.
yeah. No, I as well. I've heard of Shadows of Nine, but I haven't seen them play. In
Hmm.
any real professional match here. So the only one I really know from like seeing them play is Pulsar, and I know they're very
Yeah.
strong team. So realistically, I would probably also side with you there on Pulsar, but hey, two people are going to qualify. So who do you think might sneak in there with them? If we're really confident Pulsar is getting through, I'm
Well,
going to
I'm
put money
really
on Jiggy
hoping.
Piggies just
Yeah, I
because
was
it'd
about to
be
say,
funny.
I just want Jiggy
Yeah,
Piggies just because of the
it'd be
name.
very funny. And I'd love to be able to see Jiggy Piggies qualifying. That would be a very funny next match.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
And it just gives me more time to say Jiggy Piggies.
for
How many
sure.
times can you
Yeah.
say Jiggy
Yeah.
Piggies? 10 times fast.
We're not gonna try that, but we'll definitely be ready to see this. We're gonna get underway here soon on Sis Horizon. Um,
Hmm.
it get started soon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
with so you said you were familiar a little bit with Shadows of Nine?
I've heard the name before. I know
Gotcha.
that name. I haven't seen them play. I'll be
Mm,
honest. I
mm.
have not seen them play yet.
I am I'm trying
So
to
I
figure out
am
if if it's like a
yeah.
reference of some kind as well.
Is
Um
it?
I feel like it is. There's a book series I've been reading that has an interesting perspective around shadows and stuff, but I don't it would be a
Hmm.
crazy pull if that was connected to this, and I highly doubt that that's the case.
Yeah. I mean, that seems I don't read a lot of books, I'll be honest. That's not my
Mhm.
number one thing that I'm going through. But yeah, I feel like I know the name from the final, so I guess we'll see when we get in here if I recognize some of the players on this team. Um,
Yeah.
as we should be getting started on Sis Horizon. Underway here. Obviously, do have some of the familiar faces here of Spawn, Salama, Cafaneo, Decad. Yeah, that makes sense. I do know them. Okay, well, immediately getting started here. Spawn's able to get a kill on regen as we see Shadows of Nine fighting Pulsar here right away. Immediately dropping
Wow.
a big RPG there from Llama. Gonna walk in and eat this team alive. One falls, Apple's dead. Now the medium is able to run away. Regen does get taken out though, as Spawn's able to find a kill on him. Af looking for the final, does clean
Woo!
up the COD. Very quick first box here, as they're able to
Wow.
clean this up.
Pulsar has just immediately taken the role of we're gonna bully you guys and just
For sure, for sure.
destroys Shadow of Nine.
Yeah, other box on the other side of the map did get plugged though, but nobody wiped. I'd like to see what's going on over there. We don't have much info as what's going on yet. I mean, did they get a free walk?
That's a great question. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, they
Hey,
have
I mean,
the box.
they're able to get it. TTV Jiggy Piggy, which I gotta say, I'm gonna love saying that name here. Byron taken out
Yeah.
by Dame. Great first kill there. Brutal looking for something to do with his RPG as his teammate gets caught up from behind, meshed up, down to about 2 bars. Gonna get slow healed by this heal ball. Dome as well as Brutal's gonna hop in here, try to look for a kill. Nothing doing yet. Can't find this light, but they are down a player is OEP. And on the outside here, actually, Brutal able to get a kill, but Dame's going to go down to S2 as Aguilar is able to get a kill.
We might get a white
Brutal
here.
getting aped again. Not quite. They do get the reset on Dame. They are going to be able to hold this out longer. On the Lewis looking for more. Vanish Bomb's going to let them walk across. Jiggy may coin here.
And it is a 2v2, so we'll see what happens. Looks like they're
Maybe
going to go
not.
for the revive.
They are going to go for the revive. Brutal is just kind of like distracting, letting him get the res. No flip has happened yet. There they go. Now on this. Is there any stalls on box? There is. C4 drops it. They do fall, but if they do... No, they get off it. They're not going to be able to flip that box. Dame's going to get them off of it. And they're going to be able to hold this out just a little bit longer. Brutal just zipping up in the open, just walking onto this. Okay, just walking up next to it. He's gonna get caught off guard by the lights. No heal is gonna come through to save him, as Dame also gets aped out by Byron. Jiggy Piggy's able to take it out on Byron, but the lights are just gonna collapse onto Jiggy Piggy and try to clean him up, and they will get that box. Switching back over to Shadows of Nine, looking for a push onto Pulsar here. Not a lot of time. They'd have to go for something now if they want to get some value out of this. But immediately just getting picked, and let's move away here to watch a confirmed box for OP as they're coming to third party.
Like we're getting a third party, yeah.
They're immediately coming to third party this box. They don't want Pulsar to get any momentum. Llama's able to get a kill on Decod with the C4. Light dashing around here. Spawn's getting targeted by the heavy of Brutal Logic, I believe. This is Byron, actually. Sorry.
OEP took the box.
Yes. No, they got the steal on that, but they left as soon as they did.
Yeah.
Apple's getting targeted here. They are going to get a wipe onto Shadows of Nine. They get the reset here. Is Byron on his teammates as Pulsar has one dead, but they're going to be able to walk away with it.
Probably just going to wait.
They're waiting for a coin there. Yeah, there it is. But look at this. The tempo has changed because now Purple got a spawn on this box, and they're going to have to walk onto this. Box is already tapped.
Yeah, and Pulsar's coming in hot.
They're trying to look for the cross. The gate does go. The light's getting aped. Great shots here for Cafaneo on the 93R. Glitch is going in. Vanish Bomb trying to look for some more damage here and some more info. Llama's here to back him up. They're able to get one. Brutal Logic taken out already. Great push here, but Dame's able to ape out spawns on the back. Fight goes out. Dame's able to take out the second on Llama. Now just down to Cafaneo and Dame. Lower HP for Dame, but advantage to run the box ideally. Or for Cafaneo, sorry. They were able to yoink that box out of the way.
That was a great
Gonna get the reset. Yeah, not gonna get the reset. He's able to get peeked midway, and he wins the fight on Cafaneo. That's huge for them. They're gonna be able to get this plugged, and now there's gonna be an immediate issue in terms of the tempo and money advantage that Pink has. They're able to wipe out Shadows of Nine. They're really taking control here.
Great job, Jiggy Piggies. Like
Jiggy Piggies.
Yeah, they did a great job there.
Really well done. Yeah, that was huge. Very important for the long run. I wonder if we're going to see where Orange spawns. Because Orange is going to spawn a spot. If they're here, they're on B. So this is actually going to work better for them. Because now they get to go for a push onto a box they need to win. If they don't win this, that's a big disadvantage. See how they're going to push this here. Cafaneo looking for info.
Yeah, I'm trying
They're just kind of playing on box. And so is Pulsar. They're gonna walk in on this. Immediately, Byron goes down. That's one dead already. And they're gonna have to skedaddle out of there and just split and get away. They need to live through this, because if they don't, well, they're not gonna be able to coin or stall this box. Box is getting flipped now. Nobody's here to steal. But Red is above! Shadows of Nine's here to ruin the party! This is wonderful for Pink. They're gonna be able to get away with some good stuff. OEP. I'm gonna say OP. I think it's OP. I think that's what they meant. That's what it's meant to be.
Oh, it might be OP. Yeah, it might just be OP.
I'm gonna call it OP.
OP makes sense.
But wow, that is a very, very lucky, but better to be lucky than good. Huge third party. I mean, on the steal, they looked up and just saw the whole team of Red looking at them from above. That was huge. The steal is trying to go out, but a winch is gonna stop it here on the live match. Look at this box. We got 3 teams here. Dame's getting aped out. He was coming over here to just peek. Llama looking to heal back up. Red's on the steal, looking to get H-Infuser through it, and he will. No stall's gonna come out. They do get the stall off. Pink's able to hold this down. OP is gonna be able to secure this cash out and take the lead into the final box.
Fantastic. And it looks like Jiggy Piggies is also doing a great job of holding their box. I mean, it seemed like most of the teams were fighting for Delta over here. I mean, at one point, we even saw Jiggy Piggies come over and fight as well. Like,
yeah, Dame was looking to do some picks. This is this is a wonderful first cash out match. I mean, this is exactly what you want to see in these matches. So yeah, this is really, really advantageous to OP. They have money advantage. They have the ability to just kind of play wherever they want to play. I guess we're gonna see how these final box play out.
Yeah, now Pulsar's in a really rough position. They're really going to have to take over and start showing their effectiveness and being as a cohesive team. But it's very, very difficult when you're being pushed against by multiple different teams, which is what I was wondering if that would happen, and it seems like it is.
For sure, for sure. Well, we already have a plug here from Orange. Pulsar able to already get a kill on Decod, and they're gonna just immediately ape in, but Spawns is gonna walk away? Okay. I guess he couldn't get back up. Maybe he wasted his utility already. Bit of a weird spot. Llama goes down to Apples, and that's a big problem already. Down to a 2v2, though. Apple's going to get found by Cafanillo. Is going to get into it a little bit here. Good sprays coming out. Is going to be able to take him out. Shadows of 9 wiped, and so is Jiggy Piggies.
Darn. That 93R, the capability of that thing, that damage output, I mean, we saw it right there. It was able to just melt that heavy down to nothing. Very unfortunate for Shadows of 9 there, but great plays from Cafanillo, who was just able to move around and get out of the way. It's great usage of the 2 lights here. They're able to flank, move around, look for the enemy, and just absolutely dish out massive amounts of damage and stop any counter pushes. So great job, Pulsar.
Box 6 is being held, by the way. They're not even tapping. They have no intention of letting this box go, but the glitch as he comes through the gate. Mesh up, big RPG does huge damage. Cafanillo able to find one on regen. Second's gonna go down to Apples. The third gets wiped. They're just cleaning house.
That was an instant wipe. Good attempted push there from Shadows of 9 there, but just unfortunate.
And that's going to be advantageous to Pulsar. The quick wipe is going to be a big advantage here because it now means that Purple is going to be able to get on this. Already Llama getting a little inted here and in a bad spot. Gonna have to walk on this heavy. He's gonna die to Jiggy Piggy. Takes out Llama. They're gonna go for a push here, and it looks like Pink is just trying to make sure that Orange doesn't get this. Mashes up, dome up as well. Gate high for Pink just to try to cause problems for Orange. Beams coming out. He's able to get one of Cafanillo. It's just down to Spawns, last alive. Defender coin's gonna come out, I guarantee, from Llama, and it does. S2 looking for a kill onto Spawns, but he's not gonna be able to get the trade. Spawns goes down as Box is able to get flipped by Purple. We do have the grief. Apples walks in here going for a steal. They're on this now. They could still get this. Spawns looking, Llama looking in here to get this kill, but the Asian Fuser doesn't do enough damage. They will get the stall. Everything is it's all chaos.
It's all chaos. Everything's chaos.
It's all chaos, which is exactly what we want. Now that was wonderful,
Pulsar,
well held there. Pulsar's not qualified.
No, Pulsar is in 3rd place. I was wondering if this would happen, if they would go, okay, Pulsar is our target, we're going to just knock them out. And it looks like all the
That's what happened.
Yes. That's exactly what
yes.
Yes.
Now that was a chaotic, crazy match there. I mean, wonderful, wonderful game. We're going to see, I believe that was Jiggy Piggies and OP. We're gonna move on to the winners bracket cash out match. But wow, that was a crazy, crazy match. I mean, that was just phenomenal to watch. I really enjoyed it.
Did a great job of just jumping in where they thought they could, take. Oh, they had double heavy. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, double heavy here. But look at the kills on Cafanillo. 10 and 2. I'm sorry, he was running things in terms of kills, and they were really applying good pressure. It's just that sometimes teams decide you're the target. And at that point, they were unfortunately not going to be able to hold that second box, and that second box cost them everything because really well done there by Pink, able to control that match. They're very even on damage. Kills, obviously, there's a little bit of a slide here, but overall, I mean, well held. They needed to hold that third-party box, and they did. They did hold that. A little bit of luck came in, but it's better to be lucky than good, as I've said before. So that's really, really interesting to see. So we get to see Pulsar potentially come through the losers bracket, or who knows, they might get knocked out. We'll need to wait and see. But it is confirmed who is moving on. Team Jiggy Piggies and OP are going to move on to our winners bracket final here, which we also have the winning teams from the other side, which is Auntie's Goo Boys and Glorp. We're gonna have Glorp, Auntie's Goo Boys, and Jiggy Piggies OP all in the same lobby. That's the great names. I love these names.
I love the names.
That's gonna be wonderful.
This is just gonna be a good time,
to see. For sure. I'm really excited to see this next upcoming match here. I mean, it will be on Monaco, by the way. Monaco will be the next match, which means I'd like to see some suspended structures. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
But we'll see when we get there. I mean, that match on Sister Horizon was chaotic. Purple got away with a free box, but they didn't get away with a free steal on that final box. They did need to get in there and be aggressive. And realistically, there was a bit of griefing there from Pink, but that's part of the game. That's the mechanics. So we'll be able to see if maybe they hold it through this next one. Maybe a little bit of luck from OP might cost them in this one, because now they got a target on their back.
Yes, they do.
So they may have a target on their back, or they could do the same thing before, where some teams just go, there's a really worrying team here of Auntie's Goo Boys. Let's try to go for them.
Yeah. And here's the interesting thing. I don't even know if that was necessarily on purpose. It's just everyone's in their mind is going, okay, who's our greatest target here? And they know for a fact it's Pulsar. When you come against teams that are recognizable, you just immediately go, okay, this is our greatest target. We know that they're going to be the most likely potential problem. Let's try to solve that and get them out so that we can play against the teams that don't know us and we don't know them, because that gives us a more even match. So it's honestly a great and very smart play from our OP and Jiggy Piggies. And I have to say, I don't know how Jiggy Piggies got that box. There were so many teams there that were pushing in and trying to either prevent the steal or take it themselves. That it was really, really just, I mean, it was down to luck.
I mean, chaos. It was down to some luck. Yeah. That was some very good luck, and also some luck to not get stalled out. And also to land the stall on the second part, because it was actually Jiggy Piggies who got in there, was able to get the kill onto the stealing team there from Shadows of 9.
And I have to say, Jiggy Piggies was also able to, as far as I'm aware, they were the only team that was able to wipe Pulsar, which, I mean, that says something about them. That says they either have great macro play, or they're really good mechanically, or they have a good combination of both that allowed them to push Pulsar, or Pulsar made a mistake and they were able to
capitalize.
Yeah, capitalize on it. Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that was the turning point, really, because they had such great momentum. They didn't wipe on that first box. And really, they had some money up. They had good tempo. They could start walking.
Yes.
It was the fact that they lost that box fight. If they had gotten that box plugged, they probably would have just had the freest cash out, and everyone would have gotten third party the other cash out, and it would have been Pulsar deciding to go for that. And it kind of shows you how in cash out, there's moments where mistakes are fine and don't really cost you anything, and then there's moments where the smallest mistake costs you everything. And it's just so much pressure being applied to one point that as soon as that point snaps, everything else falls off beyond that. If you lose tempo during that section, gone. And we saw that happen. Pulsar lost their tempo, they lost their advantage, and the other teams decided to eat into that and to really just kind of take control. So that was really well done there on Sister Horizon. Very, very excited to see the next match and see how this plays out on Monaco. Do you have any hopeful qualifiers to the finals here?
Let's see. So I want to see Jiggy Piggies. I want to see exactly what they're going to do, because I mean, we've seen that they're capable of taking down Pulsar. Now, maybe it was a one-off. We only have that one example, but I mean, it shows that they're capable of it at the very least. So I'd like to see how they perform here. I kind of wonder if they're going to end up with a little bit more of a target on their back with OP. But then again, there's Auntie's Goo Boys, so like we might see some interplay there and decision making on who these teams are going to focus. Because I mean, Auntie's Goo Boys are well known, so again, we have the same thing that occurred in the previous match. But I want to see Jiggy Piggies, and I want to see whoever's capable of holding that second slot. Whoever that's going to be.
Whoever. I'm excited to see, hopefully, Auntie's Goo Boys go through. I do want to see them do well. I love watching Akazo here, and we are going to get the wonderful, wonderful POV of Akazo here to start on Monaco. Not suspended structures. I think this is standard Monaco, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't think we've seen anything yet to indicate that it is suspended, and it is standard. Now, doing an interesting play here already, though. Look at Pink playing on top. KD Killer in the invis already, just looking to ape out somebody. Winch comes out. Byron gets targeted, though, and RPG'd already. Huge damage coming in from Akazo on the outside of that map here, as the fight's going to go up between Apo on the Lewis gun, I think, there, instead of the KS. Is going to get the kill on S2. One down already. Aguilar is going to sit on the outside here and wait. Does know that KD dropped. Sonar is going to be able to detect him, but he's going to go for a kill on KD. KD does get away here. Is able to live throughout this, as there's still a 2v3. Fight's going to come out between the Heavy and Byron. Byron goes down, but he's going to be able to get the trade on Apo. Out of a 1v2 here. Box is going to get looked at moving here. As Aguilar is going to look to try to yoink this body for a res. Re-ints the fight on KD. Doesn't win it out, though. But that is huge.
I mean, honestly, taking that fight was not a bad option. Just because, like, it's either you wipe
might as well.
and you just... Yeah, that's my thought process exactly. Just wipe, and then you can immediately push this once you come back up. If that's
no point to waste coins so far. And already we're seeing the goo guns come out onto this box in Granny's house. I mean, this is what you're going to see from Ikazo.
Yep, he's just going to block it all off and turn it into a nice little fire tunnel if you step on one of the mines there.
No, for sure. This is a really dangerous spot to be in. We already do have a respawn here from OP. We're going to look to maybe make another push on this box, but realistically, once they get bunkered and everything's situated, stealing from Ikazo might be one of the most difficult things to pull off in this game.
Oh, yeah.
It really might be. And I don't think they even are.
No,
oh, it's stuck in cover. I just realized it's stuck in cover. The crane comes down anyways, though, on the outside here. We do have a box in the open. I mean, fights are going off already. We do have a KS-23 on Glorp.
Ooh,
able to take out Game, but there's 3 teams here. There's 3 teams here. Gonna walk up on the outside, Jiggy Piggy, but it immediately gets beamed by another team that's decided to walk onto this box. This is already chaos round 1. Nobody wants to fight Ikazo and him. They don't want to go fight Auntie's Goo Boys. Aguilar's able to get the kill onto the heavy there on Glorp. Looking for Kitchies as well on the outside here, trying to do some good damage. Orange is still in this. Obviously, Purple has control of the box, so they're going to get targeted first. They are going to get away and live with it. Never mind. Kitchi's aped by Apo, who've joined the party. Why are they here?
They've understood that they aren't going to be pushed. Yeah, exactly.
I guess so. They're
in.
not worried about it. Steel coming out here from Pink. They're looking to get a gateway onto this box to try to get out of here as soon as the steel goes through. The flip will complete. The heals to keep him just barely full on that box, but he will get away with it as looks like Purple's trying to maybe re-aggress on this. Backs out of here, decides he doesn't want to take that fight. This box is near impossible to steal now. No time on this, and it's out in the open. This looks safe and secured for OP. We're going to really show that their understanding of when to go for a steal. Never mind, Orange is on it. Is anyone going to be able to stall that off? They do. They're able to get that off. That's fine. A little bit of a scary second there, but they did show, before I was interrupted by a very intensive steal, that they're able to control these very chaotic situations and come out on top. They've been able to do that now twice. So I think we're going to see more of this.
I love to see these these lineups of players, because right now we've got 2 heavy light teams and 2 light heavy teams. So
oh yeah,
we're really showing the difference between DPS and just health that you can tank.
For sure. And I think it's going to be interesting if we see a team of the same comp fight each other, because obviously, yes, the comps are the same, but the actual gadget selection and weapon choices are so different on each of these teams. I mean, we have 2 winches, we've got 3 meshes, and we have a goo gun. That's always happy to see. So Box is going to get popped here. Auntie's Goo Boys looking to run this, but Orange is sitting pocket on this. The plug does come through, but Akaza is going to get targeted. Hit with a canister as well and get walked up on. Goo's still sustaining him. Heals coming in from KD Killer is going to keep him alive as well as he walks back and tries to get away. But Pink's here as well to cause problems. They've all decided they want Auntie's Goo Boys. And 2 go down from Dame. Orange looking to maybe make a flip on this as Katie just leaves and is going to let them coin. They're going to go C. This is very intelligent. I think they're going to walk to C. They know they don't have to fight this box. They can let this get flipped and just go win the fight on purpose.
Yeah, and Jiggy Piggy is once again showing their capability of being able to just get in there and ape.
For sure. Speaking of getting there and aping, Pink able to get 1 onto Jiggy Piggies. 2 go down to Piggy as well. Wonderful, wonderful kill there. Brutal Logic, of course, helping in this fight. They are going to get the body out. Aguilar's 1 HP here, looking to re-aggress on this 93R. Mashed up and sitting back. Coin's going to come in from Dame on the box. It seems like he knows. Going to get aped out. 93R versus the Lewis. The H Infuser to keep him alive doesn't, but they get the kill onto Aguilar, and they're going to be able to reset here. Well held. I'm hearing the banana popping sound.
Yeah, I was about to say, I hear Ikazo's bananas.
The bananas are going nuts.
Now, this is where Ikazo and Apple have difficulty. Every time, they have difficulty pushing into an objective because they're more designed around defense. However,
less movement.
This is just going to work out, I have the feeling.
I mean, I have a feeling they're going to pull this off. The Goo Cocoon's going up on box. How do you deal with this? How do you deal with this if you are Purple? They are going to go for a flip here. The grenade or something lands. The KS shot is going to get on, but it's not stalled. Nobody's stalling Ikazo. They're going to get the flip. Kitchi goes down, and Katie's able to get one onto the heavy on Glorb, and that's 2 dead, and none to go. Gonna get the reset onto the heavy, but they have no chance to retake this box because nobody was able to stall Akazo.
I mean, in order to stop that, you have to really be able to
just
push
go
in and just stop
it.
Like, you gotta get in.
You kind of have to go. And if they get in, it's a lose-lose. I think that outside box might have been a really big advantage for Auntie's Goo Boys without knowing it. They're gonna see that box complete. They have taken the lead here confidently. Now it comes on to the briefing phase and really determine which teams are going to qualify here. And at this point, a lot of teams want to split. Any team can qualify off of a split. So there's no team that's so bad down that they want this doubled. So at this point, it's just going to be a case of get this box plugged and hold your own. I don't think we're going to see a double. As I say that, Akazo's doing this thing all the way off.
Yeah.
They don't want this box touched.
No, they do not. They wanted to hold it and just keep it there, and they do not care who gets into first. I think they're just going to hold their second place position and just hold this box. So, good play on them. They get to the next round.
Yeah, huge. As long as they hold this. Now, I think they will, but we never know. Plug does come in from purple. That's huge. That puts them ahead. So, if this does split, anyone can qualify still. This is anyone's game. But it's now a case of, does Orange want to try to go for this, or do they want a third? And I think they've made the call. They want to go walk in third this. They're just getting beaten from everywhere.
Yeah, I was about to say, they have some unfortunate positioning right now because they're being surrounded.
No, absolutely. And in probably the worst money position because they were a team who got, they got a box. They have money up on this, and they have more money than anyone else. So they're going to get a little targeted here in this next fight. It looks like they're fighting Pink fully first. Brutal goes down. Byron able to get one on him. Now to just Dame. Probably just going to wait for the coins as Pink's decided they need to go for this box.
Yeah, it'll be good positioning for Jiggy's Piggies if they can hold out just long enough and then wait until they can finally be the third party that comes in on aim, wipes everyone out, and takes box.
For sure. Box gets dropped, but it gets dropped outside. But S2's able to get one onto Kinchi's. Now the Heavy's going to be able to trade out Aguilar's. They both go down around the same time. Jiggy looking for some damage here onto the light, running away of S2, trying to see if he can get out of this fight. Byron's just getting a res here on the inside. They're chilling. Apo's here. This is getting crazy.
What is Apo doing here?
I guess they're confident that all the teams are here. They're trying to see if they can control some stuff here. Jiggy Piggy get targeted out in the open here, but realistically, Pink need to go for this.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I'm not entirely sure why no one's going for it. Probably because the box is on the exterior of the building, so it'd be hard to
This
push.
is an impossible box, really. He will need to try to go for a steal here. Dome out to try to help him. Ready to start H-infusing, but walked on by the Heavy on purple. The winch is going to stall him. Does ape in, tries to get the kill. They need to get this kill to have any advantage here. They do get it. That is pretty important. They're going to be able to get the res, but it's going to get walked on by Jiggy Piggy in a third party. That's very, very bad for OP. They're looking to be out here. Now, Glitch comes in to get rid of the dome. Piggy's down by Kitchi's. Looks like Purple's going to be able to hold on to this. 10 seconds left. Nobody's close enough to steal. And that's time. They're going to be able to qualify here. And it's going to be Glorp and Auntie's Goo Boys moving on to the next cash, or to the finals.
Well done.
Well held. Yeah, that was great.
That was very impressive. Glorp did a really good job of being able to just get in there and get the boxes that they needed. Man, look at those outfits.
Oh, wonderful outfits.
Fantastic outfits. No wonder they're called Glorp. And
I was expecting the aliens.
Yeah, I honestly was expecting that as well. But they also kind of look like aliens, so yeah, close enough. But in any case, Jiggy Piggies and OP did. I mean, they did the best they could. Jiggy Piggies really performed quite well when they were able to push in against Akazo and against the other teams and just take those boxes and hold them. But
for sure,
I think they just made a slight misplay there, especially with their positioning. Because I mean, they were caught out in the open several times. They were just down a player a few times as well, and then once they lost those players, they just weren't able to re-coordinate and re-push. Because at that point, everyone was there.
No, for sure. That was a very, very important match to really just run through. And look at this. Ikazo is 0 kills, 1 assist, and like 1,000 combat, but clearly the MVP of that match. He basically made them through the first and the second box. This just goes to show you don't need to be good at aiming. You don't need to be a kill. You don't need to be a fragger. If you have somebody else you can give an advantage to, like KD. They were always in a good spot for KD to get value, and they really showed off their teamwork. They were well glued together, playing in the right spots. Yes, they got inted and third partied, but they correctly immediately recognized, let's not goof around. let's not deal with this fight. Let's walk it back. Let's just think about this and go to another box that we can confidently win over the period of the steal. And
Mhm.
honestly, they did a great job. They really ran things, and just a wonderful, wonderful job of running that match. I think they controlled it from the start.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that, and it'll be interesting to see what exactly Glorp and they do coming forward, because Glorp now is a little more aware of how they play, if they weren't before. Because I mean, they're a fairly common team that you see around, but not everyone knows everyone, so they may not have understood how Auntie's Goo Boys plays. So now they've got a little bit of playtime with them. They understand how they push. They understand how their team lineup is, and so they can counter that and effectively with the way that their team plays. And it look as far as based off my memory, Glorp was running a heavy light team, and Auntie's Goo Boys is running heavy light team. So if they're able to take
Yes.
out KD Killer, that removes a lot of the offensive capabilities. Not to say that
Hmm.
Apo and Ikazo don't have offensive capabilities. They do. They really do. But um
They're
their
playing to give
team,
Katie good advantage. That's kind
yes.
of what they're doing, and that's the play
Yes.
style. So if you ruin the play style and you have that advantage on manpower, it can be very, very difficult to win a fight on
Mhm.
that. When
Mhm.
you're down one of your most valuable players. In
Yeah.
terms of that combat. Um,
Yeah.
Obviously, Ikazo is very Apo is very oppressive on the mesh with the Lewis.
Oh, yes.
Did great damage and great work. And obviously they still I still think they would have run that regardless of the score line, because it's just so difficult to play against a team like that.
Yeah.
I think it's just a lot of teams don't spend a lot of time playing against gun players.
I would
Guns
100%
a
agree
little,
with you.
yeah, they are few and far between.
They are.
So to deal with one in a match, it feels very awkward. And
Mhm.
I've said a lot about how I think a lot of matches like this in the finals are played, which is that you're causing problems, right?
Yep.
Everywhere a Kazo is, he's causing problems. That's his main idea. He's causing problems for the enemy team, and he's putting them in situations that are uncomfortable. And all you have to do is wait out a mistake. If you put pressure on them and just let
Yeah.
them crack, you don't have to do much. You can just let them fall apart. And
Yep.
that's kind of what you're looking to do with the invis. They're looking to find that crack and find where they've fallen apart. And then as soon as you take that advantage, falls apart and you're done. Clean up easy, which is what happened. They realized on that second box that they were not in a spot to really stall this as long as there was goo cover. And that's
Mhm.
exactly what happened. KD got one of them aped out, who was in a little bit of an off position, and Ikazo yoinked that box right up.
Yep. 100%.
Very well held.
That's exactly how it goes. Um,
Mhm.
I yeah, that's a great analysis there. Good job, claps.
Yeah, no, for
I
sure.
I have nothing else on that.
Yeah,
Um,
we are getting some results from the other brackets. Obviously, the losers round two is going on. We only have one more team we're waiting on here, but we have who we're going to see
mm,
in the losers bracket semifinals. This is an elimination cash out. So this next match has a lot of weight behind it.
correct.
So in this next match, confirmed, we obviously have Pulsar. We kind of knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Next, Shadows of Nine. Again, another team that's already played Pulsar and knows them, and so we might see a little bit of a little bit of targeting here, especially
Oh,
because of
okay.
how oppressive Pulsar is. We might see that. And then we also have Code beating out Code Rising. Unfortunately, we're not going to see them for the
Mm,
rest of the event. They did a good job. They were able to win out against their team in the first losers bracket round, but Code, their roster has a little bit more connection maybe and able to get through there. And then
mhm.
we're waiting on the final match between Peak One and Dark Horse Esports. I think that we're gonna see a really fun match regardless who gets through. But this is gonna be a tough match. This will be a tense match, I think,
Yeah,
on
agreed.
on the semifinal for the losers bracket. Do you have any
I'm glad to
teams you
see
really are looking to see?
Yeah, I'm actually really glad Shadows of Nine is able to push through and win their fight there against Kill Confirm, because I mean we didn't get to see them shine as much as they could when we watched them in our previous tournaments, and I'm glad. Well, not tournaments, but the previous matches, and
Yes.
I'm glad to see them back and holding their own against another team, because I want to see them play. I know that when they went up against Pulsar, they got cooked literally, and hopefully they're able to learn from that and able to push against Pulsar and see where their buttons are, and figure out where the cracks are and get in between them and beat them. I really love
Yeah.
to see an underdog team come up, especially who got destroyed in the first round, and then see them come back, because you never know. I mean, when saw Shadows of Nine, I feel like they got a lot of pressure from multiple different teams and just ended up in the middle of fights and then ended up dying, which is unfortunate. I've been there. I know how
Mhm.
that feels. You
Yeah.
can't control as
There's not
much
much
when
you
you're
can
in
do.
that position. Yeah.
Mhm.
you just kind of die and go, okay, well, we got to reset and figure out what we're doing. So hopefully they've done that, and that in this next match that they come to, they're able to figure out where their mistakes were and go forward with that.
Yeah. They were also part of the reason
Yeah.
that Pulsar was in such a bad spot to begin with. They were
Mhm.
the third party team. They were the guys who stalled out
true.
that box.
That
If
is
they
true.
weren't there, then Pulsar would have probably been running that show. And so they could be a little scary for Pulsar. Pulsar might not be sure what they want to do against this team that they know third party before. So they may be a little worried about a potential third party. And that kind of psychology can really get in your head. And can make you make mistakes sooner, can make you be worried. Because if you're out there looking for a third party that never shows up, you're constantly stressed and always worried about where you want to take these fights. Of course, Pulsar, very, very good team, very well known and well established. So they probably won't fall as victim to that as some of the newer teams. But you never know. It doesn't particularly mean they won't. I think they're just going to start cleaning up fights even faster. Just try their best to be as quick as possible with box flips and just cleaning up people, even more so than they already were.
They're warmed up,
but either way,
go.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna go. But they are exciting to watch. At the very least, I really like seeing the double lights there. Both on 93 are really aggressive. But yeah, we're just waiting on the final, and we do have the result now. For who made it through. Dark Horse beating out Peak One. Gonna be able to play in this losers bracket semifinal. So I'm excited. I'm ready for this.
This is gonna be an interesting match. This is going to be very
a lot of good teams here. Two of these teams are Grand Major qualifier players.
Contenders.
So they're playing in qualifiers, and they're both top 16. Dark Horse is top 16 currently, and so is Pulsar. So I think that this match is going to really be between two teams, but
yeah,
I could be wrong. We were wrong before. We thought Pulsar was going to run through that first bracket, and they didn't. And so the same thing may occur. As for the map, we're going to be playing over it all. Yeah, we're gonna be playing on
your favorite map.
Exciting. It's fine. It's playable. I don't complain, but yeah, Bernal will be an interesting map to see these teams play on. Again, it could be suspended, it could be standard issue. I'd like to see some suspended at least because it'd be enjoyable. I want to see some chaos. But at the end of the day, we're just gonna see who exactly is gonna be moving on and who will be knocked out. Now, for how this works. The teams that qualify are not safe automatically. The teams that don't qualify will be knocked out of the event. The winners from the semifinal will go on to the one of the finals, which they'll be facing off against OP. The second place team will face off against Jiggy Piggies. And they will be fighting for their lives still. So we will see a head-to-head that will determine who gets to move on to the finals and who gets knocked out before that final section.
Yeah.
So I am excited. I'm ready to go.
I'm really trying to
predict
any
predictions?
That's what I'm thinking about. I've been sitting here looking at the team roster and going, what is going to happen here? Because I know Dark Horse's capabilities. I know Pulsar's capabilities. I haven't been able to see much of Shadows of Nine, and I'm not super familiar with Code themselves. I know Router. I know Router's quite good.
Yes. Yeah, I play with them a lot. So I have a bit of a bias towards Router, Toasted, and Dune. Dune's a bow player, which will be an interesting thing. We do like bow players.
I love a bow.
Dune's going to be playing a bow. Mechanically, very good. One of the best on bow. But I really think, I'll be honest, I think Pulsar is gonna run this lobby. They made those mistakes early. They won't make them again, I think. And it's just a case of who's able to tag along, who's able to overcome. Or it could be whoever Pulsar griefs. We don't know.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to see in a moment.
That's if Pulsar doesn't get grief like they did in their first round that we watched.
True.
It's quite possible that all three of these teams just go, we don't want Pulsar here, and they get rid of him. Like we never know.
Yeah. Never know. Underway here now on Bernal. Gonna start over here with the team of Regen. Getting underway here on box number 1. I think the team's names are a little... There we go. Perfect. We have
Shadows
the
of
right
Nine,
teams
Pulsar.
here. We have Shadows of Nine versus what looks like Code already. On the outside here. Great damage coming in from the heavy of Router. This is not... Sorry, this is Pulsar. I'm saying the wrong thing. I apologize. Decon taken out as well. Very quick.
Close enough.
A little uncoordinated. We're fine. We get there. Box 1's going to immediately get plugged. We also have a wipe on the other side of the map on Code by Dark Horse. Really well controlled. It is suspended, by the way. I'm very excited to see it suspended. We're going to see chaos. I hope some of these get dropped. I really do.
And it looks like Dark Horse took control of their box as well. So it is the two teams right now, Pulsar and Dark Horse in the leads. We'll see if Shadows of 9 and Code come in here and decide to flip the script and possibly push one of these teams, Pulsar or Dark Horse, out.
We will see. Colgate on the FAMAS, unfortunately not on the Cerberus. It would have been really enjoyable to see if he was on the Cerberus, but
I would have
obviously,
Cerberus.
Obviously that gun is not in a good spot. Fennec looking for some immediate picks and damage on the Toasted. He gets caught while invis. Wow. Okay.
But we got healed now.
Little worrying there. If you're Dark Horse getting picked from so far while you're invis. As look at Purple's arriving on the scene. We have Shadows of 9 here the third. They don't want to deal with Pulsar. Damage going out from Barb on a Decad as they're going to be able to try to cross here. Honestly, this is a very, very tough box.
And Pulsar in the rear as well.
Is Pulsar here? Everyone's here.
It's only one Pulsar, though.
It's one looking for damage. It's one looking for damage. So he's just trying to get some picks, try to cause problems. He's just going to make the lives of Dark Horse that little bit harder. A little bit more miserable to try to hold this box. He's walking back. Nobody's... Is anyone doing anything? Have they fallen asleep?
Right now, it seems like the teams are just kind of staring at each other and going, I'm not
exactly
sure how to push this.
Yeah, now they're finally getting underway here, deciding to go for something at least. But look at the beams. You can't get out of here. They are going to try to go for the Mega Pad, which is not good off properly. They do get in, but it's always Code. Code's here to cause problems. They both push at the same time. Colgate goes down. Dude's able to take one out as well. Toasted able to clean up on Barb. This box could get flipped here, but Purple's here to really flip the script on them as well. Can't get in. Dune goes down because of the dome from Router, or the barricade, sorry. He yoinks the body. Now, Purple pushing in here. RPG goes through. Winch on from Router is able to put some good damage onto the heavy, but he's gonna have to back out of here. They do have the flip, and they do have the box as long as they get one stall off. Steel's going in. There's no way to drop this. They're gonna lose this. No, they don't. Toasted's able to take out on the COD and stall this box out, and they're gonna be able to get away with a great box flip there and able to take out that. That was unexpected.
That was
I didn't even know they were there. Now, immediately, we already have another fight about having a box 3 here as Dune cleans up Shadows of 9. They're going to be able to take some tempo here and move to 4. Look at this box. Oh, this cash out spawn is so... Oh, this is going to be intense. They're both right next to each other. One's suspended, one's on the other section of the map, on the little house. Spawn's already dead. Llama pushing in here, doing some great damage on the heavy of Barb. Trying to get a kill here. Gets winched and targeted. Barb is alive. And they're able to start cleaning things up. Spawns is back, but he's going to get targeted by Fennec. Down to 1 bar, getting chased. Sonar's not helping either. Vanish Bomb to stay alive. Is going to get out of there, but this is another third party. Again, Fennec goes down to Spawns, able to put some great damage as Barb's going to get aped by 2 teams at once. Regen able to take him out. Colgate able to get a kill on Spawns, but now it's just down to him trying to live. And as Box is plugged, Code's just plugged on the other side of the map. Cafaneo able to get the wipe on Colgate, so they're going to get the reset, maybe walk on this, but Purple is here. Or at least they were. Wow. They may be leaving. Yeah. Although they're holding box,
like
aren't they?
They're waiting.
Wait, they're waiting. Look, Code plugged C, winched it outside, and now it has to cross over them. This might be a double. This really might be a double.
I would love to see a double, especially in this, because that just makes all of our teams have to be in a chaotic mode and have fun in one giant fight. Code's getting height right now.
A walk here. Yeah, Code getting height is playing back. Trying to just stall this out. Box does walk. Router's gonna coming in on. They're just not being found. They're playing very rotationally and just kind of running around all over the place. I mean, I like what they're playing, but it's so stressful trying to play like this. But Toasted gets aped by Apples. But how do you steal this box? How do you get on this?
I don't know.
Trying to walk on this. RPG does huge damage. Router trying to back out. Dome to keep him alive. Another barricade to try to walk out of this. Does get caught by the COD, but heavy damage going to go in on the heavy and the medium down to 1 bar. Fennec able to take out Toasted as it's just down to Dune to live. Box is getting stolen. Is anyone's going to be able to stop that? Box is still getting stolen. I think they did stop it. No, they didn't. It's been stolen by Pulsar. They have 2. They have 2 boxes.
And while everyone else is fighting, Pulsar just comes in like little rats and goes, I'm going to
absolutely
take this box.
Spawn's able to get a kill on Colgate, and now they have box A and D. This is really not good for anyone else in the lobby. The chaos has consumed all except Pulsar, who kept their calm and walked their way into an advantage spot. They are going to drop for a stall here because this box is worth it. On the steal right now is Colgate getting body blocked as he tries to flip, but he's going to get taken out by Cafaneo and Spawns. Or sorry, Spawns gets both actually. Box is won by Pulsar. Box D is getting walked on by Code as Spawns goes down. Glitch goes in. They're gonna have to abandon this. There's no way they can stall this out, and they have to worry about where box. They can actually dropped into the open here. Llama getting targeted. They're gonna leave. Yeah, they have to leave. They have to go worry about where this 5 gets plugged, because if it gets split, they could still lose here.
Yeah, and it looks like Shadows of 9 have open 5.
If they don't get a plug, 8. It's a little tight. It's tight between Pink and them. But that's only if there's another plug from Pink.
Yeah.
Fennec able to get taken care of by Spawns as Purple is able to get this box gated over. No, it gets glitched away by Dark Horse.
Ooh,
I think they're safe. I think they're safe even if it splits, is Pulsar. But they want control. They want to be able to determine who qualifies and who doesn't.
Yeah, and it looks like they're doing a very good job of controlling the lobby right now. I still can't believe that entire team fight, no one saw that Pulsar came in from behind and was stealing that box.
I think they're too busy aping everyone. I mean, at some point, you just forget what you're doing. Now, I think we might see a double here because 2 teams need it to double to really have a good spot here. Spawn's able to yoink box 5. He's going to walk it to B. I mean, this is actually really bad. They could just get it plugged and let this box go get doubled. But by who is the question?
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see a double just by anyone at this point, just because it would be hilarious to watch everyone play.
It would be interesting. Fennec goes down. Apple's getting the reset on his teammate as Dark Horse is looking to try to get on this box and stop it from doubling maybe, or they're just going to look to go for a steal early and get away with it. Toasted on the top, trying to put some damage in as Regen's walking up on them. Router getting into it a little bit as, I mean, everyone is going to be targeting Pink. Pink is enemy number 1. Now, Spawns, not worried about selling that box steal. So they're going to get the flip. And at this point, if this box does not get plugged on B, they still will not qualify. But Llama's able to take care of Toasted. They're going to int on this. Router gets taken out by Regen. 2 teams targeting them. As we don't see the fight, though, Dune may be trying to live here so they can coin and maybe go the other way. But this box needs to not get doubled.
And Dark Horse is, I mean, as far as I can tell, they need kills at this point in order to be able to get into the 2nd position.
That is as long as it doesn't get plugged. If it gets plugged on the other side of the map, then there's nothing anyone can do. These will be the teams going through. Box is not getting plugged. Purple's walking it.
And we've got Pulsar here.
Fennec sitting, watching this box. Spawn's able to take out Regen. Box is here. Is it going to get doubled?
Fennec is showing his ability to just
It is. It's walking. It's walking. There's the double. Looking for a kill on the Llama. They do get 1. Fennec able to take him out. And realistically, there's nothing that can happen to Pulsar that can really cost him anything. But it's just a case of who qualifies now. Whoa, what 100%. A smack from that bow, by the way. Long range. Gonna have to drop off that height. Fennec taken out by Spawns. Pink's on the steal. Pink's on the steal. They're still on it. How do you stall this? No stall comes through. Box is flipped to Pink. Wonderful, wonderful steal. They're going to be able to get away with that. Now, Spawn's able to take out Colgate. Colgate does get the trade on Cafaneo early, but they're down to just 1. Spawn's able to take out Barb, and they're out of this. Dark Horse is going to be eliminated. Now, getting targeted here, Regen is able to get some damage on it. Router, the winch comes through, but he does get the kill, and they're able to qualify. Code Esports move on to your next final match. Sorry, we have head-to-heads after this, of course, but oh my goodness, that was wonderful.
That was incredible. Great job on the steals there. Like,
that was a huge steal. That steal was out of nowhere. But the barricades, the goo, that was just that was almost like Ikazo stealing.
Yeah, honestly.
You look at that and you go, is he in the lobby?
Where is he? He's not here.
Yeah, I didn't see him. But that was a wonderful, wonderful steal, well held, because they really ran a lot of that match. They kind of controlled a good chunk of it, caused a lot of issues for people. It was just the third party from everyone that cost them on that middle box, because obviously they lost their initial box, but they got the second. They did get that other box, which is actually huge. They won that fair and square, and I gotta say, it looked really good for them. I mean, they kind of ran things. 14-4, by the way, on Spawn.
I was about to say, Spawns?
Really, yeah.
Yeah. That's, woo, cleaning up over there.
Wow. That was crazy. I mean, Spawns, it was because of the third parties. Again, Pulsar
Mhm.
kept their calm that time and waited. They just were calm. They
They
didn't
were
worry about
patient.
anything. They let that stagger cause problems for the live wires. And realistically, I think that if Code hadn't staggered that box intentionally, it might have been better for them. Because realistically, when you have big staggers, everyone decides they want to go for you because they want to get
Yeah.
tempo. So it might cost you in the long run. But that was really well done. We will be seeing the match between Code and OP to see who's going to move on to the finals. And
Ooh.
on the second bracket, we're gonna have Pulsar and Jiggy Piggies.
Oh, fun to see them play each other once again. I mean, we
Yeah,
won't see them, but it'll be fun to
we
see
won't see them.
how that pulls out. I hope
Pulls out
Good
Pulsar.
luck to Jiggy. Yeah, I
Yeah,
hope Jiggy
yeah,
Piggies does well. I want
yes,
them to do well, but most
for sure.
likely Pulsar's probably going to take that.
We'll see.
Code
They
versus
did wipe. They
OP.
wiped them.
That's true. They did. Then again, it's only one time, so it doesn't mean it was like gonna be continued. But you never know. You know,
We'll
they
see.
did it once; they could do it again.
For sure, for sure. And anything can happen in these head-to-heads. We're gonna join Code and OP on Sis Horizon again soon. A match
Ooh.
we have seen before, but not with these teams. So we'll actually we have OP was on Sis Horizon, right? Yes, they were. We've seen them on
Yes.
Sis Horizon. One they won pretty confidently.
Mhm.
And we're able to grief Pulsar out. So we'll see if they can, run their own against Code and really take advantage because either of these teams will be going home. Whichever team doesn't win this is out. So at this point, this is all to play and all to gain for this next upcoming match. Um, who are you gonna predict here?
I
This
was
is this
about
is a
to
tough one.
say, my gut instinct here is Code. And I say
Really?
that,
Okay.
yes. And I say that just because of how they performed in that last match. They were able to pull off some really good steals there, able to stay together as a cohesive team. Yes, they had
Mhm.
some interesting fights that maybe they didn't necessarily need to take, but they still were able to pull out in the end. And that's all that matters. If you're able to make some mistakes early on in the match, but correct them as you continue on, that's going to help you out in the long term. I mean, obviously, you're going to be better not making mistakes, but if you can
Mhm.
correct them and then address them as you move forward, that's going to help you no matter what. And I don't know. My gut instinct says Code. OP has done a great job and we've watched them play very very well. It's just I
Yeah.
have this weird feeling in my gut and I listen to my
You got
gut.
the tingles. You're like, mm. Yeah, I think Code will do a great job here. Slight differences between the teams. OP
Mhm.
is a light heavy, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you were
Versus
correct.
light heavy medium on
Mhm.
Code. Now of course I have bias. I've played with Code before. I've played with the guys Toasted and Router, but honestly, I think we're gonna see a fun match regardless. And a real
Yes.
difference in strategy because I know that Code likes to play a little more relaxed, a little more situational,
Mm.
and kind of
Mhm.
thinking about where they want to play. We saw that on Bernal, and that gave them advantages because they waited for the perfect time when two teams initiated at once, and they had the better initiation.
Yeah.
And they took their time to figure out where they wanted to play from. And we'll see how that goes against a light, heavy team that really is going to be aggressive, I imagine. And
Yeah.
also, light, heavy against a bow is always scary. If I'm ever playing light,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
mortified if there's a bow on the other team because you just get removed.
Yeah, you just get deleted immediately, and then, I mean, you're down and gone, so you can't do anything to help your team. Oh, and there's
Sure.
a
And
great
speaking
shot.
of, already, Dune showing why you need to fear the bow. Pushing on the left side here, they're a little split, but that's okay when you're a light, heavy. You rotate so fast. Looking to just kind of look at this. They're playing positionally. They're playing logically. They're thinking. Letting Dune take the initial long-range initiation, ready to pad on and just ape and get aggressive. We do see some lights trying to ape out Dune right now. Aguilar looking to get some damage here, but he gets hit immediately. Down a half, but the heavy walks and winches Dune.
Oh.
That's a big problem. Router walks in, the winch misses, trying to snake away. Does have the dome to live, but S2 is going to take him out. Down to just Toasted, who's going to try to get some damage across, but it's not going to really clean anything up here. It's just going to get walked down. I speak too soon. He does get one. Walked in the other light. Does
Oh my
trade
God,
him.
trade!
Doesn't get the kill, though. Doesn't live, sorry. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
That was closer than I thought.
That was very, very well done for both teams there. Code shows, and here we are in replay. Toast just does a fantastic job of hitting shots that he really needs to in order to secure those kills. And unfortunately, it wasn't enough, but he did a great job there on his own against a 1v3.
Because he was already low. If he was full HP and he went for that fight,
I think he would have won.
He took that fight, he would have won that. And I think he could have won the second light fight too. We do see a respawn. Another push about to come in here from Code. See if they can try to control this box. It does get winched. It does get moved outside. They want to play this out. I'm not sure that's the right idea when you're playing against.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think that is. Because I have the feeling that Code is probably not going to push directly in the box. They're probably going to go inside and clear it out. That would be
maybe even open up this wall. And speaking of opening up the wall, there it is. And they padded on it. They padded across and walked up on this. Great push. They're going to be able to take height control here. Byron and the Lights having to just run out of here and try to live. And now Code has the height advantage. Really well. That's a wonderful push. That's a great maneuver. Great pad there to get him in to control this section of the top railing here. And this is where you want to control. Now, they need to be calm. They need to figure out where they want to push and apply pressure. They don't want to get too excited and just go for the box.
Agreed.
I say that, but Router's on winch. And hopefully, if I've taught him well, but a light and is able to get taken out by Dune. And there's the bow. Aguilar able to take out Router, but the bow's going to get active on the heavy. They're going to be able to hopefully trade this kill out. They do. Down to just one light versus Dune on the bow. Down to one bar. He's going to get pushed on. The gate tries to save him, and it does. Runs away. Aping is Dune, but he still has not found him. At this point, he's going to get a reset, though. This is way faster than any reset that Aguilar is able to get. So they can go for a force. Toasted is up. They can get the defib on the heavy and just walk and just go.
Yep.
I say that, but they're not doing it. Now the res has come out onto the Lights. It's 2 Lights versus a full team. Byron's probably going to coin here as Router looks to try to walk, but he gets caught off guard. S2 down. Byron's too far away to stop this. They need to go for this now. Winch does move the box in. Goo in front. Barricading the dome up. Steel's going in. Now, Dune does get 8. The Goo to save Router, and there's no push coming in. Byron's too far, and they're going to be able to get that box. Walked up on and wiped. Great push there from Code, and that was wonderfully controlled.
Yeah,
well done.
Code did a fantastic job of being able to just, like they did previously, take the objective, goo it off, make sure that they have a safe location to take, and just hold that position and defend their heavy. Great job, guys.
I gotta say that goo from Toasted was a little scary. I thought he almost stalled Router on accident, but no, it was just perfectly positioned to just break and not stall.
Router's over here looking at his gun, just having a little peeksy.
Of course.
You have to inspect.
Gotta show off those skins. Vanish Bomb push up, though. Already inting. Router down to half already. Is gonna walk on this, though. Look at this aggression. He's getting in on this. Does find the heavy, and the heavy's on his own. If he gets walked on, that's a really big problem. Router's gonna catch a light off guard. The winch doesn't hit, though. Byron able to take out a Dune, and this light's gonna invis and back away. Toasted able to win the one against the heavy, but he's gonna get aped by S2. Router last alive, looking for some damage here. Doesn't even get the kill, unfortunately. They're going to get the white, they're going to get the box, and that's some better tempo and momentum for OP to try to win on this second box.
Yeah, but then again, like I said previously, Code has the ability to just look at the position that they're doing, the mistakes that they're making, and correct them. And they did that previously, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see that with this box as well. OP, they do a really good job of, you know, positioning themselves in different locations so that they have a broad spectrum of lookouts on who's watching the box and where the enemy are coming from, so that they can then converge and attack Code. But I don't know, man. We'll see. Code is really, really patient. So
really patient, and they don't do weird things. Well, speaking of don't do weird things, this is a very strange push. It hasn't exactly worked out for them. That's not gone well. They need to either wait for coins or just wipe here early. Dune might just go for a wipe, and is gonna Bader. He got a body.
Go for the revive. Interesting.
I didn't even imagine they'd get a body there. A very strange push. I guess they don't have much else to do here on glass because this is a really tough place to be.
Yeah. Very hard to take this.
Yeah, that was a bit of an interesting push. Dune is able to yoink another. They get a reset. How did they get away with that?
They're patient and they're careful.
I guess, yeah. Dune's able to yoink both bodies. Boxes get dropped below, and I think this is advantageous for Code because they're a very bunkery team. They have the barricades and the dome and the goo. They have so much utility that OP doesn't have to stall out this box.
I'm surprised OP is dropping down. Like, I would continue to hold height, but they're just going to move into an interior.
They don't have a line of sight. I think they're worried about line of sight. And here it goes. S2 is able to take care of Dune. That's a bad situation to be in for Code. Router's getting aped here, looking for a kill in the light. Does get it on an S2. Down to a 2v2. Toasted needs to win his 1 if he's on the outside here, but it's no longer a 1. It's going to get backed up by the heavy. Router last alive, looking to maybe clean up one more kill. but probably is going to walk and lose this box. And that's game for at least them, for that box.
Yep, for that box. I would 100% agree with you on that. OP really showing their capability of being fraggers. I mean, they have a lot more damage output between the two lights there, who are capable of being able to get around the flanks and just push in multiple different directions at the same time, which is really hard to work with, especially on a map like Sis Horizon that's so open. It allows them to get around and move into positions that you wouldn't necessarily think they would be in, and then once you're outflanked, you're dead.
Sure, I just think that's it's a lot harder to pull it off on Code because of that bow. If like a flank works, as long as it's not on Dune, because if Dune gets flanked, his time to kill is faster than yours. So realistically, Dune can do work. He does have to hit his shot. If he doesn't hit the shot, that's a problem. S2 getting aggroed here on his own. Just trying to push him to play aggressive. He's gonna get caught off by Dune. Bow shot not registering. Does get away with his life. Dune's still getting peeked at. Aguilar being very aggressive. Again, the bow shot not hitting. Still not hitting. Does hit one finally, and look at that. See, the damage traded already is so much worse if you're fighting a bow player. Walked up on here. Dune needs to hit these shots on the lights. Not landing them. Trying to get active on this. Does. Gets one. Doesn't get the second. Byron able to take out Router on his own one with the help of S2. And they're able to get this plugged on D.
I think maybe I'm not sure. Take a moment and breathe. He just needs to
take a moment and breathe
and focus in on those shots. Take a little extra time with each one, and hopefully he'll start hitting those shots on those lights. Because if he does, they're dead.
They've gone to D though. This is an outside box.
Interesting.
This is, I mean, this could be Advent. We'll see. We don't know exactly. We want to see if they're going to push. Gate in, and Router's immediately on this light. RPG does hit, hits its target. S2 down to 2-bar, but Router's getting into it as well. Does get the kill on Byron. Their heavy's gone. They're going to watch that body. They need to get on this active, though, now. Vanish Bomb doesn't land for Aguilar. Is going to have to walk out the window and rotate around. Router getting into it a little bit, but they're all going to chase this light of S2, who gets aped by Dune, and he does get the kill. Dune able to, yes, there it is. Now they're going to go for a flip on box. Byron still has 10 seconds left on his coin. They know where the body is. Router now knows where the light is. He's just going to barricade up and stick this. And Aguilar just needs to back off of this and let them take it. He needs to just wait for coins. That's what he's doing. He's backing off, letting them take it, and they're going to go for a coin and a reset here. 10 seconds to get S2 up, and that's a very stressful situation, but if you don't freak out, it's still doable.
Might go down here against the bow.
Aguilar's getting very aggressive here without a coin from his light. Byron gets smacked by the bow as Dune gets walked up on. No help there from Toasted to be able to do some damage. He's going to get away with his life, though. Gets healed back up, pocketed, and ready to go. Halftime on box, about a minute left. But again, Aguilar's just walking on this for free and not getting winched or removed. Router's going to get targeted, winched off the side of the box, and he's going to fall down into the hands of Byron, who does get the kill. Toasted able to get the trade, though. Aguilar's able to get the trade. Now just down to Dune and S2 in a fight. Dune getting 8, but S2 misses!
S2 is missing everything right now.
He's going to have to go for this box steal right now. Has the gate on it, going for it right now. Dune is nowhere to be found. You need to be stalling this.
What are you doing? Get in, Dune.
Dune is too far away. The box gets flipped. He's nowhere to be found, and now he has to re-steal. And OP's just going to clean them.
Oh my gosh. Code had that. They had that.
Code had that. Dune just had to play for the box. Oh. That is very unfortunate for Code. Knocked out of this tournament. I mean, that is just...
a slight mistake.
That is
there.
just
one
sad.
that we could not deal with. That was the fatal mistake. But you know what?
Fatal
Good
mistake.
job, guys. Hopefully you can learn from that and move forward. Great fights all around.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was a really enjoyable match to watch. That was stressful. I gotta say, well done by Code. They kind of ran that first part of the show, and they had that second box.
They did.
It was just
the
positioning at the very end. Unfortunate, not aware of just where he needs to be playing. Too far away.
Yeah, I think Dune was expecting that S2 to be pushing in and continuing to chase after him because he was low, so kind of makes sense. But this is a team-based game. You have to hold these boxes. S2 saw that and went, I just have to go for it, and made the right play there.
No, for sure. That was well done. Well capitalized on by S2. That was a very important steal, knowing to just go for it. And I mean, he took advantage of the pressure. Got to him. The pressure got to Dune. He didn't get to the spot he needed to be. He fell to it. Was scared, and that unfortunately costs you a lot in this match.
Yeah, I would agree. And then having those two 93Rs on you at all times, especially as a light, because lights tend to target the lights just to get them out, because that's your highest damage dealer. You want to take care of the highest damage dealer. It's You're
And
both
fastest
glass
time to
cannons.
kill. It's
Yes.
just you get rid of them, and it's just a free kill you can pick up. But in
Mhm.
terms of value, not as valuable. And that's I think what a
No.
lot of the fights were determined by in this is the fact that they have that medium on code.
Yep.
A
Yep.
lot of the fights were won by the fact that that medium has just a little bit more health, has the defib, they're able to get reset faster,
Yep.
and that's why they won that first box or the box take.
Yeah.
Despite the
And he had heal
trades,
beam, too.
he gets reses, he gets heals, and it's just too much to overcome when you have that AA heavy team.
Mhm.
Um,
100%.
yeah, but that was really, really well done there by both teams. Really wonderful to watch. Unfortunate to see Code going home, but we do have the
Mhm.
results from the other final. Pulsar is able to make
Oh,
it
yeah.
through. Unfortunately,
Pulsar
we
took
won't
it.
see more of Jiggy Piggies. But we do have some funny names still in this final, in the
Yes,
next
we
cash out
do.
final. We have Glorp, obviously, who did qualify from the
Yep.
round of cash out. Auntie's Goo Boys, who I think will be very exciting to watch, especially considering the next map.
Mhm.
OP, just saw them play. Well-deserved position, well taken, and I
Agreed.
think we're going to see some more great steals from them in the future as well. And then obviously Pulsar, who's qualified through from the losers bracket, showing that they deserve to be here, which nobody doubted. So
No one doubts that.
nobody doubted that at all. So we're gonna see a very exciting match on Las Vegas Stadium.
Ooh, I love Las
This
Vegas.
I like the map. It's a cool map.
Mhm.
I'll be honest. After doing a lot of rank grinding this season, I hate it. It is not
Really?
my kind of map to play. No, because I'm a very positional player. I play Winch Lewis most of the time. I'm playing to
Okay.
get boxes outside, play positionally, play height advantage if I can.
Mhm.
And I'm more calm and controlled rather than get in there and get the fight done. And Vegas,
Yeah.
very aggressive map.
I
Realistically,
would agree.
it's hard to not be found. It's a small map, smallest map in the game, and the rotates are super simple. There is a big height advantage with metal, but the thing is, you get beam from everywhere else. You
Yeah,
have to
that's
be
true.
in control of metal and be quick off of it because it's your positioning is only temporary on this map. That is the way to describe it.
Yes.
On something like Sis Horizon, you can get a very confident permanent position, like on top of glass roof or something, where it's really difficult to ape you out, and it's very difficult to overcome that. Vegas, nearly every part of height is just you're going to get inted and you're going to have to jump off. It's very difficult to hold that. And I think that'll favor a team like Pulsar. Pulsar, very aggressive, double A heavy team, mesh up and just kind of walk in on this. I think we're going to see a big advantage from them being how aggressive they are. But again, we might see a big advantage from Ani's Goo Boys being that they play so bunkery. They don't have to play a good position. They can just sit in the site and just cause problems. And also, endless stalls. Vegas, you need to know your cash out stalls to be able to win on this map. And Ani's Goo Boys are going to know it better than anyone else. So I think we're going to see some very, very chaotic fights, some very one-sided fights as well. But overall, I think this might be the most exciting match we've seen all day. Of course, clarifying, nobody's going to be eliminated from this match. This is just seeding for the head-to-heads. So we will have 2 head-to-heads at the same time. We're only going to watch one. Both will be on Fortune Stadium after this. But we're going to see the winners of this final versus the bottom place team. And then we will also see the second and third place teams fight. So that will basically mean that you want to do well, but you also, still have a chance regardless of where you finish. And you're not going to get knocked out based off of this. But we are going to get underway.
It looks like we're starting off with a view of OP.
Yeah, wanting to take immediate advantage of metal, by the way. Looking for early positional advantage. But again, look how active you have to be on this. You have to keep looking out for people. And he's going to get beamed as he crosses against Auntie's Goo Boys. Looking for some information. Was probably a Kazo. On the other box, we do see some kills already. This is a much slower fight. S2 just gets beamed as soon as he walks anywhere. Peeks out for half a second, just gets beamed. Apo just giving Kazo all of the cover he needs to freely walk this box. They will get the box tapped. The gate from KD's not going to land properly. Oh, no, it does. It was much further. Look at the landmines. They're going to bait him in, and they fall for it. Byron goes down already, as Akazo also gets a second on an S2. That was a wonderful bait. Oh, that was gorgeous to watch. They are going to get the plug. Anti-grab to get this up, and he's going to goo it to the ceiling, I imagine, as Aguilar's going to go down last. And that's not a wipe, because he got the rest on Byron. Byron's still alive.
KS23 too. Fun to see.
Yeah. Obviously, it's Vegas. You want to break open those walls.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to see a wipe there. Byron wiping himself. We're going to just re-push on this as, look at this. This is Vegas. This is Vegas with Akazo. Welcome to the class. Today, we're teaching you how to make a map, whatever you want it to be. This is artwork.
Coming in on Glorp right now.
They are looking to walk on this. They lost the first fight, by the way, which is a little uncommon for both. They usually win these first fights pretty confidently, but they're going to lose and have to go for a push on box. Now, this box is one where, again, look, see, they're just having to move constantly. They are going to try to walk up on this box as Llama's just taking it.
I guess he's just going to take it.
No chance. No, he gets immediately traded looked on by two people at the same time. H-Infuser does not work, but Kale gets a kill on Llama while Spawns takes out the Heavy. So now it's down to a 2v2. Cafaneo gets walked on by Kitschys and taken out. Spawn's able to get the trade on Kale. So now it's just a 1v1 on the Spawns versus Kitschys, who has an escape gate and is able to find Spawns. Well done.
Wow, good job, Glorp. It's hard. I mean, it's rare to
well
see
done,
Pulsar.
Glorp.
It's rare to see Pulsar get taken out like that. So great job holding the box there.
What is this position? I'm sorry, this is just so entertaining. Katie able to take out Byron. Well, actually, Akazo helping with that, able to get the kill cleaned up. It's just down to S2. They've already cleaned up too. As we just, they're just sitting on top of each other. I mean, of course, that's how you want to play.
If it works,
with
it
this
works.
Group. It works. It's just so funny to see. It's a really entertaining thing to watch. Goo everywhere. This box is nearly impossible to take, and I think Opes realized that. Why'd I call him Ope? Sorry. OP.
OP. I mean, Ope is close, too.
Oh, sorry. No. I'm not Canadian.
Sorry.
I'm not. No. Steel going out is going to get stalled by the Goo, and he walks away from this alive. No, he doesn't. Aped out by Spawns, but Purple's here. Purple's here to stall this out. The Pulsar's having another third party happen to them. This Steel is in a good pocket, so they will get this flip. There's no stall that's going to come in. That was almost scary. Almost a repeat of Sis Horizon.
Whoa.
How did he grab that body?
Pole.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is lucky.
There's some tech over there. You just jump over the barricade and grab it, I guess.
And I gotta say, OP have $0 on the board.
Oh, no.
That is unfortunate.
Going from dominating in their previous match to this, that's rough. But you know what? I think they're going to probably...
Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you just get bad tempo. Sometimes you're just fighting a team. You just don't counter properly. Now, we are going to see 3 teams on box 4 here, looking to try to make a play here. Immediately, we have fights going out with Aguilar and Spawns. Aguilar down to half, is going to walk away. He gets away. Never mind. Spawn's able to ape him out, take out that kill, able to get them cleaned up. Kale is able to take out the second of S2. They're just getting, unfortunately, targeted in every fight by everyone in every turn.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate. Byron looking to wait for a coin or maybe just wipe as Llama's gonna find free damage here onto the Heavy of Glorp. He's gonna get walked on by the light below. The winch does stall out the kill. How is he still alive? Are we not aping this? How is he still alive? Okay. Kitschys finally is able to get the kill on Llama. That was a crazy stall there from Llama. I mean, just incredible. Cap looking to live, walks right past Aguilar, who's able to get the kill. Some return griefing here. Able to get their first kill on the board, by the way. Llama does coin.
The box by himself.
They have box, but I gotta say, nobody's challenging Goo Boys. They have the box on the other side of the map, and nobody's contesting them. And they have money and tempo. I mean, this is just looking great for Auntie Goo Boys.
Yeah, I mean, people just don't want to fight the Goo Gun.
Yeah, they don't want to get involved with that. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. We do have a fight going out already. They're able to get the res on the Heavy on Glorp, but I mean, the light's gonna get aped out. Heavy goes down as well. It's just down to Kitschys, 2-bar, and they have no dog in this fight. They have no box, as this is still held by Pulsar, and Opes just cleaning up. I mean, Opes is taking care of Pulsar's problem for them now.
Yeah.
They do. That's gone.
OP's back in it. But Pulsar's still completely up. OP gets back. S2.
Yeah.
Hopefully S2 is able to push in.
Maybe go for a push here. Sonar is going to detect Cafaneo, but they're going to live with this. So there's no real ape that's going to come from it. A grenade on Llama to block off that opening. No winch for them, but Spawn's going to get aped up by S2. That's actually a bit of a problem. They're going to have to walk that body back, and they're going to get targeted, but another team's here. Pink's back, I think. Steel is going out. Or sorry, everyone's here. Everyone's here. The Steel's still going. The Steel's still going, and they get it flipped. Winch from Byron's able to cause some problems, and he's able to... Oh, no, he doesn't quite. Llama able to get the kill. Goo goes out for another steal. Aggro looking to stall this. Does get him off the box. Just needs the one shot, or just needs to one more stall. Invis bomb goes in. He's gonna have to walk on this red cannon hand. Does some great damage. The lights go off it. They don't get this. They don't have time. They had to hop off it.
And I think OP takes
And they're
it.
able to get it. And Goo Boys have grief advantage over Pulsar. I mean, oh goodness. This is gonna be a tough one. Now, Goo Boys can decide to just make sure this box doesn't get tapped. Or sorry, they tapped it themselves. I think they were expecting Pulsar to win that. I think that they pre-tapped it thinking Pulsar was going to win, and they didn't. And so they were not ready for that. Orange is going to walk it, though.
Okay.
Or maybe Orange tapped it. I didn't get to see who tapped it, so I honestly
think
don't
Orange
know.
may have tapped it and taken over.
Orange might have tapped it. Pink's now at a spot where if a split plug happens, they're a little worried.
Yeah, for sure. They don't want that to happen.
They're not exactly the best team to push on, and they're not fantastic at it. They can make it happen, but this is a really tough map to have that happen on. S2, they're going to get the box plugged as spawns, and that's a bad split if you're Goo Boys. You could be risking not being first. You do want first because you fight that fourth place team. Obviously, they're still safe regardless of where they finish, but you know, you're going to have to fight. If they stay where they are, they're going to have to fight Glorp. They may be okay with that.
Yeah,
that could be another thing. They may not care.
That's true. They may not. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. They might just expect Pulsar to be able to hold their box. But, I mean, OP showed previously that they can take them. So,
yeah,
we might get some upsets here.
I mean, yeah, I gotta say, honestly, it may be advantageous if you are Pulsar to not win this.
Ooh, what are they doing up here?
They don't care. They know they're fine. They're helping A. They're making sure that A just gets held. But the thing is, they're also guaranteeing they play that team. They're guaranteeing that Glorp is the team they play if they hold this. If they go for a steal, then they'll be playing OP or OP. I keep saying OP. I'm sorry.
You do keep saying OP.
It's just, yeah. OP. They're looking to maybe play OP, but Aguilar's able to get a kill in Cafaneo. They're maybe able to get a steal. Because if they get a steal on that other box, then Goo Boys is going to be playing Pulsar, which is not what they want. So really, the box they actually need to be on is B.
And Byron's trying to get this. He might be able to get the steal off.
And he might. He might be able to get the steal. No. Spawn's able to get a good angle on him. He's able to clean that out. As he's going to also walk on the heavy here, but not get the kill. Glorp's here, causing problems. Doesn't die. OP just down to S2. I mean, able to find one. Great kill in the Kitchies as the heavy is down to 1 bar. He's going to get walked on, but gets away from Llama. Really well saved here.
Crazy flank there.
That was insane. They're going to be able to live here. 15 seconds left on box. At this point, if it stays as it is, then, well, Goo Boys are just fighting, they're fighting Glorp. S2 is able to get the kill on spawns.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how it's going. Glorp.
That is exactly what's about to happen. Pulsar is going to go for a fight with OP, and Goo Boys are going to fight Glorp to see who qualifies.
Okay, Pulsar might be able to... now, OP is fairly good. When they've gone head-to-head with Pulsar, they've actually been able to outplay them a few times now.
Yeah.
So we might actually see a really good back and forth here between OP and Pulsar if they're able to really, I mean, focus on how Pulsar plays and counter it.
For sure, for sure. I think we're going to see a very, very fun match on this final one because this is going to be Pulsar versus OP, and that's the one we're watching on Fortune Stadium. It will be a bit of a tense match, but I think this match is going to favor that of Pulsar. They have a bit more of a long-range and aggressive type, which does fit Fortune Stadium. You need to cross aggressively, get inside, but also the long-range picks matter in a lot of these fights.
Yes.
This is gonna
you know, I'm really interested in seeing who's gonna what's gonna happen with Auntie's Goo Boys. I have the feeling they're gonna be able to take that game that we're not gonna be watching. I wouldn't be surprised by that. Their capability of being able to hold boxes is just unparalleled. And Glorp's ability to push, I haven't seen that done very often. They've been able to make good plays in the past, but I don't know. I have the feeling that they're not gonna be able to put up enough of a fight against Auntie's Goo Boys in order to hold their or take the boxes back and keep them. When it comes to Pulsar and OP, OP. Hey, I'm doing it now.
we're all doing it. We're all doing it at this point.
We're all OP now.
Yes,
it's all OP now. I have the feeling that Pulsar is probably going to be able to edge ahead against OP because they have the backlog of plays against, I mean, multiple other teams.
Yeah,
But I would really like to see an upset. I would really like to see OP come out and clutch the round with Pulsar, and I'm really glad we get to see this, and get to watch that specific match because I think it's gonna be really intense.
for sure, for sure. I think this will be a very, very fun match to watch. Um, again, Pulsar has shown real dominance throughout this entire session. The only time they kind of
Mhm.
stumbled was when 3 teams wanted to fight them. So
Yes.
they kind of got teamed up on, and when they didn't, they ran things.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they go, and I'm just excited to get underway here. I cannot wait for more of these teams. And I'm also a little giddy for the potential final of Pulsar versus Goo Boys. That could be very fun. But again,
Mhm.
any of these teams versus any of these teams will be a fun match to watch for sure.
Yeah, 100%, especially off of Fortune Stadium. I mean, Fortune Stadium is such a staple. It's just
Yeah,
it's a nice little
yeah.
map.
Well, it's definitely one of the most liked by the pro scene. I'll be honest, not my favorite map, but that's just because I'm not good at it. So
Mm.
it's one of my weaker maps. But overall, fun map. Has a lot of weird cash box. Obviously, if you get a cash box on
Yeah.
Sector 6, I mean that's just nearly impossible to take, especially if you're
Mhm.
Ikazo and Auntie's Goo Boys. I don't know how anyone is going to take a box from there. But then some of the other boxes are really easy to get aggressive on and push up on. You
Yeah.
have a box on
Yeah.
Sector 3 that's really hard to handle,
Yes, it
or
is.
really hard to hold properly, unless you get like helipad on the top,
Mhm.
or something like that. Um,
Y
Sorry, Sector 3 is the orange building. I'm wrong. So Sector 3 has some good cash outs to hold. But again, all of
Oh, I
these
gotcha.
situations are going to depend on the team. The team needs to play to their
Yes.
situations. And so we're going to need to see, we'll see decisions of, hey, maybe I don't like this box. We're going to run it to the one further across the map because this
Mhm.
one's better for us. And I think we'll see an aggressive form of that on this next one because OP needs to find a first box pick and get a hold. I think they need to win the box fight. Once they win the box fight, they have a pretty good advantage here against Pulsar because Pulsar has shown a little bit of weakness when trying to go for steals. It
Yeah,
took
I would
them
agree with
more
you
than
on
one
that.
try on the cash out, and so
And OP has
yeah,
shown that they're
we
able
need to see.
to Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I was done with my statement.
Gotcha. So OP shows that they're capable of, like we've watched a handful of times there in the previous match, that they're able to stall
Mhm.
quite effectively and be able to get in and get out. Like I saw that multiple times with their lights. Um, they did a really good job of doing that. Just because, like, I mean, the light has the most capability of being in and out of a situation that's good or
Yeah.
bad, no matter what it is, and they're able to goose stall, get out, not die, and then
Mhm.
reposition and set up for another stall if I mean, if Pulsar isn't paying attention. And along with that, Pulsar has to be aware of these things, so they have to watch for it. So if they want to prevent that, they have to go for kills first, which they're very, very good at. But
Mhm.
if Code or oh, not Code, OP is able to
OP.
hold their positions and hold their boxes, I mean, and just kind of bunker down and be in positions that aren't expected and just wait for those pushes. I mean, they might be able to take this because if you just focus
I
solely on objective, that's
Yeah.
probably the best play.
I think they need to just not get found. I think they need to just
Mhm.
be constantly moving, constantly rotating, taking advantage of the two lights. Because at this point, I think if they get into a one-on-one fight, light versus light, I think Pulsar's winning that. They need to just not get found. They need
Yeah.
to avoid fights. They need to just try to stay out of the crosshairs of Pulsar. And really, that's what we need to see. I personally think that this will be a tough match but I think
Mhm.
it'll be an interesting one. I think we're going to see a lot of trades back and forth. I think we'll see some good team fights, and I don't think Pulsar is going to run away with it. I think this team has shown that they're good enough at actually walking on this and working.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you on that. They have definitely shown their capabilities as a team in order to be cohesive and prevent and take boxes, prevent takes and take boxes. It'll be fun to see how they approach Fortune Stadium as well.
Yeah, we haven't
Because
seen this
this
map
has
yet.
so much. No, and this map has so many of these different like sectors. They're set up for more interior locations, more out open like areas, more
Yeah,
height, more like close quarters sections. It's a very diverse map.
for sure, for sure. We do get underway here. No box has spawned on Sector 6. Great immediate beam, though, by Stu. Able to get some damage on the Cafaneo. He will get reset, but good start already.
and no one's capped box yet. So they're just waiting.
Yeah, nobody's going to. Oh, this is going to take a long first fight, I think. I think this first fight is going to take a couple minutes to be able to get situated here because nobody's going to want to be overly aggressive. Look at the cut noise. Pulsar's just cut all noise. Nobody wants to make any sound. Now, Vantage Bomb comes up, gate high. They're going to look for information. Aguilar's on the sniper. Gets
sniper rifle.
Able to get one immediately. That's huge. Great first kill. Gonna get aped out by Spawns on the outside. S2 versus Spawns here on this fight. Llama gets winched and KS as the light's gonna go down.
No.
But the wrong light. Spawns able to get a great kill into S2. That was... I really thought that OP was gonna win that.
Yeah,
I was just shocked by the sniper.
Same. I saw that sniper come out and I was like, wait a minute. What is that?
Sniper was gonna question it and then he immediately got a great kill. And I was like, okay, never mind.
Honestly, sniper's not a bad thing to play, especially when you have a backup 93R with your other light, because that's
there's double lights.
Massive. Yes, exactly. It's going to do massive first shot damage, and then if the other light can come in and clean up, that'll just knock them out. So honestly,
for sure,
great counterplay here.
Spawns is already won. They're crossing on top of this. They're gonna have to back off of this and take advantage of height. Spawns looking to heal up. Aguilar on the outside looking for some damage with the sniper. They're gonna walk in on this. KS trying to get some damage on the Llama, but doesn't land his shots. Looking to walk on this. They have a lot of really long-range picky guns. The KS, the sniper. I mean, this team could have an advantage on this height spot. Is going to get targeted here, Byron. Go ahead.
Having these two players with the sniper rifle and this KS really allows them to put out some massive damage and just clean up.
Speaking of sorry, I'm stumbling on my words. I'm too excited about the sniper. Dropped on. Aguilar looking for a kill onto this light. He's going to get ate by the entire team and taken out. Now, looking to try to get away with his life here is S2, but he gets caught by Llama. Aguilar just sitting invis, goes for a shot, misses it onto Llama. Gets the second, gets winched though and cleaned up as Spawn's able to get the last kill on Byron. Like, this is just incredible. I'm so happy we're seeing a sniper on this.
I'm so happy to see a sniper as well. I mean, I've played a decent chunk of sniper, and it's really quite enjoyable. I think it's 4 body shots for a heavy and 2 for the light, I believe that's correct.
I think so. I think you're correct.
So, a little bit more
headshot.
difficult to take care of the heavy. The lights, though, is where it's at, and because OP also has the KS-23, it's just, if you get hit, you're deleted. Like, that's just...
The lights can get removed so quickly, but they need to get that entry. They are getting the entry, but then Llama's able to get a free kill a lot of the times. So I think they just need to win their fight on Llama, all focus at heavy after getting the entry, because they haven't had a problem getting the entry in a lot of these. But Llama's going to get caught off guard by Aguilar, who's going to back off of that. Look at Llama panicking, trying to figure out what they want to do. Box is going to get dropped here. Aguilar looking to try to ape something on here with the dash, trying to get outside. Dome goes down from Llama, but at this point, they're just out of time. Nothing to do here, as they're going to lose this box number 1. Spawn's able to ape out Aguilar, is able to take care of him. Byron goes down as well. They should just wipe here and get it over with, move on to this next box.
And there it goes. May not have been their choice to get wiped there, but that is the right play there. Pulsar showing their capability of being able to deal with these problem weapons, especially with their lights. So they're just able to dash around, prevent themselves from getting shot and repositioning. So they're doing a really, really great job of showing just how good they are at being able to prevent damage incoming on themselves.
For sure, for sure. Spawn's doing some impromptu aim training on the barrels, looking to get a gate to walk this over to A. They want to play these inside boxes now because they know the sniper is there. They want to get this over. But look at Pink. Look at OP waiting on the top, looking for damage. They don't find it. Byron's going to walk in. Winch misses, doesn't land, is going to get winched back. I think that was the wrong 8 to take. Aguilar looking for some damage here, but it's not going to find anything. They're going to get away with this. They does get a kill on Llama. S2 doesn't win his one against the light, but the lights, Aguilar's going to win it. It's going to get the res on Byron, and now this is suddenly flipped. Looking for damage on the spawns here, trying to ape in as the body gets yoinked and he gets walked off. So they're going to get the res, I believe. But looking for him as a sniper, doesn't find him. Vanish Bomb to try to live. Still going for this fight. Is able to get one by spawns, but S2 takes him out, finally winning that.
That was an impressive play on OP's part. They were able to just,
Kind of carried by Aguilar and the sniper, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, no joke. No joke. For sure there. S2 was able to take one.
He found 2 entries.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta say, I think S2 needs to step it up. That has been more than once now that Aguilar's found a great amount of damage or an entry, and then S2 has not been able to follow up with a kill on a 1v1 in the light. And that's what I was saying before. I think in the one-on-ones, they lose in a lot of these scenarios. except that Aguilar has a sniper. This is such a curveball that is a problem. And look at this, trying to cross, having to waste so much utility to get in here. They will get crossed, but Aguilar is just a problem.
Yeah, and as long as he continues to be a problem, this is going to go OP's direction.
For sure.
I'm not entirely sure.
We're going to walk up on this box.
Yep. This is a great position for him.
This is where he wants to be. He needs to land these shots, though. Llama looking to go for maybe a force early. Is going to drop one below it. May want to get this box down. But Aguilar is just kind of looking for info. Byron as well on the staircase, looking to play time because they have the drops. They have the utility. Box is going to get winched into the staircase. Barricade goes up to stop any potential stalls. Byron's going to need to walk under this and drop it. This steal is going to get flipped. And it does go through, but Aguilar goes down to spawns. That is a big deal. That's your carry. That's your immediate fighter going down. Winch onto Llama. Almost gets the kill. Llama will get pocketed and healed up. Byron's going to have to back out of this. They have no time. They can't wait for a coin as S2 goes down to spawns as well. And that looks like that's probably about to be it for their tournament run.
I think that might be OP is doing a really good job of trying to prevent this, but they just didn't have enough time, and that's it, I think.
That's game over for OP. They have no more time on this box. Pulsar will move on to the finals.
Love to see the counter picks with the KS and the sniper. Very fun to watch. Very fun to see those shots come out. But OP was not able to do exactly what they needed to. They needed to hold that box.
I think it would have worked.
They had a little
Honestly,
more time.
If they had one more time, but also I just think that unfortunately S2 was not getting the kills he needed to get. He didn't really win any ones against spawns or Cafaneo, and he needed to do that. Unfortunate for them. The sniper pick really did some good work, and it was a great thing to watch. And well played to both teams.
Agreed. I think OP, I'm not sure who was carrying the sniper, but I think he was targeting the heavy, and
Aguilar.
He really needed Aguilar. Aguilar needed to focus on those lights. I noticed when he was taking the fights, he was usually going after the heavy. He needed to go after the lights. That's his main target. You can shoot them once in the chest and then melee and they're down. So even if they're in close quarters, which is what the 93R wants to use or be in, they want to be in those close quarters areas with that 93R. I mean, it's good at most ranges, but that sniper rifle, if you can shoot them once and melee, that's it for them. That's what you have to do. You have to be willing to ape in those close quarters, and you have to be good at every range with the sniper, in all honesty. Yeah.
Look at spawns 9-1, really putting in work. But Aguilar, the only one with more than one kill, and it kind of stood out because every time he got an entry or a kill, it really added to the fight. Now, of course, they weren't able to win the rest of the ones, but Aguilar kind of carried them through the fights that they were able to get won.
Yeah, and I think if Byron had maybe not played KS, probably gone with some like a Lewis or an M60, maybe just get some like extra sustain out there.
He was playing very aggressive. Maybe an SA would have worked better, but still, he went with KS, and they did some work with it. It was good for stalls. They just couldn't get into a position where they could stall it, unfortunately.
No, he almost got it.
They needed to be there sooner. They needed to be stalling sooner, I think. They just needed to do it sooner, and he didn't realize. And that's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate timing. But a well-placed steal by Pulsar. Great winch. Able to get that box into a place where they weren't expecting it to be for a steal. So they had to reposition to be able to stall it, and they couldn't do it. But really, really well done there. We will see Pulsar moving on to the grand finals. We will wait to see who is the winner on the second bracket. But I mean, we're about to see a very fun final round. Best of 3, by the way, for the finals. So we'll see if there's any real switches. We'll see if a team runs away with it, or maybe we'll see some back and forth. Who knows? But I guess we'll all find out when we get there. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm very excited.
I am as well. Okay. If Glorp comes in, if they somehow beat out Auntie's Goo Boys, how do you think they're going to approach this against Pulsar? Because Glorp, I have no idea either, because I've seen their heavy play with the KS-23, and I don't necessarily remember what the rest of their players played with, but I saw that KS-23, and that imprinted in my memory.
Yeah, a lot of KS players, I gotta say.
Yeah, we've seen a decent amount.
Apro, Byron, and the heavy on Glorp playing KS at one point. So kind of a meta now. It's being used enough that it's kind of a meta weapon. But
yeah, it's
honestly,
much better than it used to be.
I'm trying to think of like what I'm really looking to see. I have no idea going into this final. We have never seen these teams go head to head
Mm-mm.
throughout this entire event. We've only seen Pulsar really in a head to head, or sorry, we've only seen Dark Horse in a head to head and Code versus OP, and now
Yep.
Pulsar and OP again. So we've never seen how Auntie's Goo Boys do in a head to head, or Glorp.
Yeah.
So we'll get to see how they play. They may play it differently.
So based on Pulsar's playstyle, I mean they're very aggro, extremely aggro, and makes
True.
perfect sense. And we have the exact counter if Auntie's Goo Boys goes through, because they're very defense oriented
Passive.
and
Yeah.
very passive. I mean, KD Killer's on there to take advantage of
Mhm.
those situations, which I think he's probably going to find a lot of those where he can just get in and take out one of the lights on Pulsar, if not both. And
Maybe.
I know that Ikazo and Apple are going to be able to push and take advantage of that. Wow.
What happened?
Okay, I don't know if you see the. Do you
I see it
what
now. I see it
what?
now.
That's
Okay,
crazy.
we're gonna have Pulsar versus Glorp. Auntie's Goo Boys losing to Glorp in their head to head. That is gonna
Good
be interesting
job,
to watch.
Glorp.
We haven't seen Glorp almost at all. We've never seen them in a head to head, so this is new territory.
Yeah,
And
brand new.
honestly, I'm excited. I cannot wait to see how these teams play in a head to head here. Pulsar and Glorp. I'm ready to get going. I'm excited.
What?
Who do you have for winning this?
I mean, most likely Pulsar. I'm gonna give it like probably 80-20. I'd say 80-20.
80-20.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Like
I'm not
80
sure
Pulsar.
myself. I think anyone could walk away with this. But we have. Is that a Chaos on Llama? That is a Chaos on Llama.
It is. Okay.
Okay. This is gonna be fun.
Interesting.
We are underway on Sis Horizon. Shots coming out. Llama immediately beamed to half, but he's gonna get healed. I'm sorry. Is half on medium?
Yes.
That's, if I'm not mistaken, that's not allowed.
We might need to double check that.
I think that needs to be double checked. I'm pretty sure the rules say you can't swap, but that's just what I've heard. But regardless, we are going to get underway. Box one's going to get moved to A. Very interesting. Push coming in here. Now, we don't know where Orange is exactly. They are up on top, actually. So we're going to need to see where Glorp is able to play on this.
It looks like Glorp is going for
Looking to
more of
push
a aggro style as well.
I think so, but the medium switch-up is going to be a bit of a troublemaker for them because, I mean, this team has not played with this medium before, but the light's going to take a lot of damage. Spawn's almost going down, but look at this. Calcifer is down to basically 4-bar in a weird spot. It's going to get backed out. Kitchi's going to auto-heal. Kale's on the top part here, Invis, looking for info. He's going to get spotted by spawns. Yeah, no, they're just not taking any crazy fights. These are two aggressive teams that decided they don't want to aggress.
Which is very smart. I mean, they're playing very, very well. Looks like Glorp is possibly coming in from the bottom now. Just rotating out.
I mean, this is just a
Bottom
an interesting
push,
spot
maybe
to
they're
be.
gonna drop.
I think
Yes,
so.
they're gonna drop it probably.
Landmines on it. The winch to
Oh,
keep it from falling.
smart.
I love that. Barricades going up. Dome going out. Boxes getting stolen. Lights need to be here to support for the drop. The KS does great work, but the heals to keep him alive. Calcifer is able to stay alive as Kitchi's able to take out Cafanillo. Now, Llama's trying to live here, but getting aped by Kitchi's as he goes down as
Llama's
well.
down.
That's a great 2 first kills, and they're able to get on this box. Down to just Spawns, who's going to try to put some damage on a Calcifer. It does, but he's going to get aped out by the lights and taken out as they get box
Good
one.
job, Glorp.
Well done, Glorp, on box one. Really taking control there.
Okay. That's very impressive. Wow. Kitchi's and Kale Whale and Calcifer, I mean, they've just done a fantastic job here of being able to get in and be patient.
Yeah. No, that is. Bit of a pause menu here. Another fight going out here between Pulsar and Glorp, but we have a pause
We're doing a roll check real quick.
I see. We are gonna see that. Maybe go back to the booth for now while we figure this out. So what exactly has happened is that according to the rules, you're not allowed to switch classes between rounds.
Correct.
So at this point, Pulsar has switched to medium when they're not allowed to.
They've had double light.
They've had double light the whole time, and they switched to medium for the final matches. From the rules, that's not allowed. Now, did it matter? They lost the first box. So that is definitely an issue for them. But at the end of the day, the rules are the rules, and other teams have avoided switching because of the rules. I mean, we're gonna get a check on this. We'll need to see what the oversight on this is. But at this point, I mean, Pulsar unfortunately has broken the rules. So we'll need to see what happens here. I just unfortunately I don't have much info. That first fight though was crazy. I gotta say that first fight was amazing to watch.
Like those two teams, both of them had incredible patience. Even though they're both playing extremely aggressively in previous matches, they showed their ability to be flexible and capable. And like, I'm really glad to see how good Glorp is. Like, we didn't get to see this, I don't think, in previous rounds, because they got aped out most of the time. As far as I mean, they were able to hold boxes and they were able to push and
they did
fight,
a great job.
But
it's just that that was a great box there. The distraction in the heals on the heavy caused enough of a problem and put pressure in the right spot, and they were able to force Pulsar into a bad spot where they had to push. I think we're getting underway again here. So we've decided that that they're okay with this, I think. So we're going to be moving on, but it looks like the medium's getting aped out already. Just getting back underway here. But great shots there from Kitchi's, able to take out Spawns. Gets completely destroyed. Calcifer able to get the kill on a Cafaneo as last goes down as Llama.
Holy crap, Glorp is absolutely, they're dominating right now.
They're frying. I'm not sure if it's breaking the rules, but I think switching might have cost them at Pulsar.
I think it did as well. I mean, I'm at a loss for words at this moment.
Yeah, that was incredible. Great push there. Able to get this box run now, and they're going to get it plugged on B.
Wow. That was just, like, I'm
well,
still
the throw
processing.
missed, though. But yeah, that is just, I mean, kind of polar opposite of what we were expecting. Now, they are back. Pulsar looking to make another push here on B. As looks like Glorp is trying to not get found. But they do get found. But the red barrel and the RPG able to take out Spawns. Removed from the lobby. Cafaneo does get the reset on Spawns. Defib helping him out here. They are going to play on a high position, though, as Glorp. And walking up on the outside with a pad to assist. Calcifer looking for some good damage, but gets beamed by the Famaz. Drops off. Kitchi's getting into it as well. Cafaneo, everyone's low on everyone, but nobody's finding any entries. Kale barely living, does get away. Look at how low everyone is on Glorp, but they're alive.
Glorp is doing a fantastic job of just...
Llama gets one, but Kitchi's able to trade out Spawns. It's trades back and forth. Kitchi's looking to gate and just get on this, and he does. The goo comes in. Look at they're trying to res this Cafaneo. Does catch a weird fight, but they're going to be able to wipe out Glorp. And Llama with a carry. All 3 kills for him.
Wow, that was very impressive. Glorp's capability of being able to just live through these fights is kind of astounding, considering how aggressive Pulsar can be, and their ability to trade. I mean, that medium is coming in clutch. They were able to get some revives off that what you wouldn't necessarily have been capable of doing before with Pulsar when they had double lights. So, I mean, it's showing.
I think that the medium swap was I don't think it was the play, but they did make it work because Llama was able to get great kills. I gotta say, I think Llama carried that box there and really showed why he's aggressive on that heavy and why the KS is a problem. Now, box is ready to get dropped. It does get dropped, pulled down. They do have a winch to try to winch this back. Get this into a spot where they can steal it. And we have seen them go for good steals before. Llama dropping the box again, actually. Does find the heavy of Calcifer, but it's going to get winched to walked on. And now goes Llama. There goes their player, their star player. Glitch Barrel does go in to get rid of the dome from Calcifer. It's going to get pocketed. They need to go on the steal now. Steal's going to start. They're going to have to hop in on this. They do find the kill on Calcifer. And there's no time left. That's box number 2 going the way of Pulsar. Now it's just down to Cafaneo versus Kale. And Kale wins.
And Kale barely takes it. Wow.
Very close fight. I think if they had a little bit more time, Glorp wins that.
I would agree. I think Glorp needed to just push in aggressively and start taking fights because they can show that they win these, and so they just need to, in retrospect, probably should have just pushed as hard as they could against Pulsar and taken that fight.
No, for sure.
They're probably going to take control of this box, and I hope that they're able to hold this next box.
Let's see. We are going to get a close fight here as Kale gets immediately inted and found by Spawns and is able to get taken out. That's a problem. Down to 2v3. Kitchi's also getting targeted, getting walked on. Is going to be able to get away. Calcifer here to cause problems, but the RPG is going to smack directly on. Red barrel in hand to try to drop that heavy Alama, but he doesn't. Look at Kitchi's on an up position here, though.
Watching height, watching for flanks. I mean, great play there.
They do get boxed. Pulsar's looking to run this. And Calcifer is going to get the res. He just sees all of Pulsar
right under
walking
Pulsar.
Right under their noses. They have no idea. Now, Kitchi's is going to walk this, looking for info. Does see the goo come out from Cafaneo.
He's able to rotate because of that dash.
I think they want to drop this box, and they already have. They're going to look to winch it back and maybe put it in a spot to steal. Because look at this. They don't have a clean line of sight on the box. Llama needs to make one.
Out.
Goo going in. Barricade's probably going to come down. They might go for a steal. And there it is. Looking to open up the wall, but the goo immediately covers it. Well done. Good goo there. They're going to have to hop out into a bad position to try to go for this retake. But Spawns is going to get domed to save him. Does get in a bad spot. As Llama's just going to go for a split back. Gets caught off guard. Has to mesh up and live. And look at this. Look at where Glorp is playing. They're rotating everywhere.
Wow, this is really well done. Glorp is able to get
really well played. Calcifer able to find one on Spawns. Gets winched on
Llama might go down.
Is gonna walk for a kill. Llama does go down. Cafaneo able to get the kill on Kitchi's as Cafaneo also reses the heavy. But that's not a good place to be a revive, and they get wiped.
I think this one.
I don't know if there's time. There's time for another fast push, but when you are like Pulsar doesn't have as much bunker as Glorp, and they don't have goo. Well, the heavy is goo, but Glorp has goo to stall it too. Sorry.
No, go ahead, keep going. Wow, Glorp is doing a very good job. I think they're going to be able to hold this box, even though there is going to be enough time, just because they have shown their capability of being able to hold these types of things. They take a lot of effort to kill because they're so capable of just stopping pushes. I'm very excited to see what Pulsar does here.
Let's see. Spawn's looking to get active on this. There's no time left. They'd have to go now. They are going to look to go for a steal. Spawn's looking to ape out this heavy and does. He's getting rid of the stall utility, but the box is getting flipped. The box is going to get it. Does! The box has to pull it off. Calcifer with a great RPG. Needs to get on this box now. Is on it now. Cafaneo's able to get the kill, and they win the box. What a last-second steal from Pulsar.
Woo!
Spawns did exactly what he needed to do to waste all the health on the heavy. I mean, wonderful steal there. Nobody was in the position to stall. I really thought they had that, but it looks like they didn't.
So did I. They just rotated too far off, and Pulsar did exactly what they needed to do, gooed off the box, and took control and started taking immediately.
Absolutely.
Wow.
No, that was wonderful.
Okay, Glorp. Time to wrap it up. Figure out exactly what you did wrong there. And
yeah,
you guys are so capable of taking this.
Yeah, I really do think that they have a chance to kind of control this.
We're getting some clarification.
We're getting some info on the rules. So it looks like because Glorp was okay with it, they're going to continue to run LMH. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is what it is.
Exactly.
We'll see how it moves forward.
Then okay.
I mean, we'll see. I am a little concerned for obviously the fact that some teams knew this was a rule and didn't change because of it, and it might have cost them. But you know, it is what it is. We've gotten here, and we want to see a good grand final between these two teams. And so far, it's delivering. So whatever delivers a good result, we're going to see it.
I agree.
But I'm not sure if the medium's the right play. It worked well there, but because they got a last-second steal. And it was mostly because the light went aggressively aped out the heavy and cost them a lot of their health and removed the winch from the ability to stall that steal. So I do think that they just made a little bit of a mistake on that final box. They weren't close enough to it, and they needed to be just a little bit tighter on that box, and they would have had that. But again, we're going to see another round. So at this point, they still could bring this back and go to third map.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. Glorp has the ability and the capability to win these. Like they have shown how capable they are. I had no idea how good they were until until now,
Yeah,
and it's really showing. Um, I'm very excited to see exactly how they take this next round because they had that. They had that. They were just a little bit outside of the range where they needed to be in order to prevent that steal. Um, man, I really hope that they figure out the mistakes that they made there, review it for a few moments, and just go, okay, this is what we did wrong. We will not make the same mistake. Here's where we're going to improve. Let's get Pulsar's butt.
sure, for sure. I think that we're going to see a next match that really counters what they played as on this one. I also think that there were some mistakes there from Glorp on that second box,
Yeah.
because once they had the kill, and once the 93R light had done a good job of stopping the immediate res onto the medium, he could have gotten out. They wasted enough time that they can play for one stall, let their heavy coin, or their teammate coin get back into it. I don't remember if the light or heavy was dead, but they can get back into it. I
Yeah.
don't think there was really any scenarios where anyone just said, let's play for a coin and wait. So we'll
Here we
see.
go.
Next match on
Repeater
Las
switch.
Vegas. My brain stopped working. Repeater switch on to Cafanillo. That's allowed, obviously. But at this point, we're going to see a very interesting.
Okay, they've got KS and Repeater.
AS and Repeater on Vegas? I mean, KS makes sense. But Repeater?
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
I mean,
that is not the gun I would have expected on this map.
I wouldn't.
They
have
are going to
either,
gate this
but,
box away.
I mean, it's too light. So, like, if you get a couple repeater shots into them, they're gonna go down. I understand the thinking process there, but you have to hit your shots. Now, it's Pulsar, so they're probably going to. So it makes sense to me.
Sure. No, for sure. And I think this is going to be a really tough box to take, especially with the additional health of the medium. This map's going to really favor that medium, regardless of what utility he's on. Now, being a repeater, maybe slightly nerfed in positional, but look at how cautious they're playing. Look, Pulsar is being extremely passive. They're letting Glorp eat their heads off, trying to figure out where they are. Let's see if Glorp falls for it. I'm not sure if they will. They may just decide we can go for a steal. And I think that's what they're doing. They're going to winch this back. Box is getting... Oh, this is a tough place to stop. Barricades go out. Steel is going out. They put the gateway there to stall, and the fight's going to come out. But immediately, they take the gate away. They're looking to throw glitches through and rotate around back out of this. As immediately, fight goes out between the light of spawns and Kitschy's, but Kitschy's going to walk away with less health. Calcifer looking to re-aggress on this box. As look at this, Pulsar's left. Pulsar is not going to be involved in this anymore. And they've taken an advantage position now. They're above. They're playing time, and they know where they are. Kale immediately gets smacked by Llama on that KS. Steel tapped again, but he's going to have to back off of it immediately. C4 goes back on the box. Spawns, look, and taking some damage from the light above. More KS shots trying to open up the walls as Calcifer looks to peek. And look at this, Pulsar's rotating again.
Great
Opening up the wall.
here.
The KS-23 causing a lot of problems. Steel is going out, but Kitschy's going to get caught by spawns. The Steel does get stopped. Fight goes out. Kale taken out as well by Cafanillo. Great shots on the repeater, proving me wrong. It is the right gun. Just down to Calcifer is going to get one. Going to get cleaned up by Llama, though, in the second. I don't know. Maybe Glorp is rethinking their decision to let them get away with medium swap.
They might be, but I mean,
Because it's costing them.
It is right now, yeah, for
There's
sure.
so
That
much more
repeater is-
sustain now.
Oh yeah, especially with that heal beam. Like, it's hard to play against that. And I mean, that repeater really came in clutch right there.
Yeah.
Cafiano hitting his shots, like that was what I was expecting.
Very important. We're going on a match point box. This is it. If Pulsar win this box, they win the whole thing. So we need to see some sort of response from Glorp. Now, great shots above, putting in some damage on Llama, but the box is going to get gated away. Does get walked. Is going to get it down. They're going to open this up and get into A. I think they're okay with this. They can play a drop. They can play positionally. They can get their look at where Neo is.
Whoa,
Cafanillo's sitting on
interesting.
the outside, playing an AP spot because he's going to walk up and repeater these lights from behind. That is, if Llama and Spawns don't go down too quickly, but Llama getting aped.
I think
Neo
his
just
rear
looking on the
repeater might have
outside
been a
here.
mistake.
Does get spotted, but Spawn's able to get one on Kitchies. That's a huge entry. Repeater not reloaded. Cafaneo looking to just play time. Now the pad comes out. They are getting the res. Calcifer dropping down to help out Kale. Reses up Kitchies. They're just kind of tidying together.
Get ready for teleportation.
Yeah, these teams are doing a very good job of rotating around each other. I really like the plays from Pulsar of trying to get this triangle right here. That makes it very
extremely smart. But Llama gets dropped one floor. He was a little scared of that. And drops all the way. He's in a bad spot. If he gets winched or attacked, he could die here. Now, he doesn't get capitalized on, and so that's going to be okay. Looking to do damage here, but he does get found by the light. KO will able to take out Llama. Steel going in. Now, Cafaneo looking for some shots on his light. Does take care of Kitchies. Does get away with it, though. Looking for more.
2v2.
One bar, though. It's a 2v2, but the coin advantage is to Llama. Now, Spawn's able to get the body, and they're going to walk this out. Not a lot of time on box, so they need to go for a steal quickly.
Kitchies is back up as now as well, so it's a 3v3.
Kitchies is back up, so it's back to a 3v3, but advantage is in the favor of Glorp here on this box.
I would agree.
Low time left, about 30 seconds left. They can still do this. Immediately, Llama's just going straight for it. Does get glitched,
immediately
and
glitched.
is now in a bad spot. He has to try to stick the steal, but I think he's going to get aped if he goes for it. Although, Glorp is very far away. Now, gate above. Spawn's able to int on this light. Does take out one. The steal does get stopped, but they're doing so much damage to Glorp, but they're not getting found. The light's still living, and he gates away. Steel does go back. They have to stall this out. It's still not stalled. It's still not stalled.
And it goes to him. Pulsar gets it.
And it goes to Pulsar, who wins the entire thing. They win it all.
Oh,
Pulsar
man.
is your Codebreakers Big League 2 champions.
Good job, Pulsar.
Well done, Pulsar. That flip at the last moment, capitalizing on the mistake they realized from Horizon that Glorp plays a little too far from the box. They can't get in there and sustain, and the medium causes too many problems with the goo and the heal beam and just kind of existing, having more health. So they took advantage of that.
Yeah, that medium swap with the repeater there. I mean, I think it did more damage than we were expecting there. Like, it took out those lights a couple of times when it was necessary for them to stay up, and unfortunately,
no, for sure. And
Glorp's way.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Glorp letting them get away with that medium switch might have been a throw on their part. They may have had this covered if they had made a little bit more of a problem with that. But it is what it is. They let it through, and at that point, well, they're going to capitalize on the mistakes. So at this point, well done. Pulsar is your Codebreakers champions.
Yeah, great job, everyone. That was a blast to watch and sit here and enjoy. Glorp did a fantastic job of breaking expectations, and honestly, when they come back, I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, because
for sure,
boy, oh boy, they have shown their capability.
They did a really great job. They did a wonderful job, and really showed that they had it to bring to these teams. They never at any point did I think that Glorp was just going to lose it and get out of it. Really. No. I definitely think they were going to put on a crazy fight, and they did. They put on a great fight. It was a great show. Just a couple of mistakes that Pulsar capitalized on much more aggressively, and that won them the whole thing. Really well done. I don't have much else to say. I'll be honest. We kind of did think Pulsar was going to win it.
Yeah,
it was a lot more difficult than I would have thought it would have been.
Yes, no, it was actually a lot more difficult. Glorp put up such a great fight. I'm still astounded by them. They did such a good job against a team that is well known to be very, very good. And they just plastered them a few times and held boxes, took boxes. What a good job. If you guys just take a little more time, look at how you're playing and just correct those few errors, you take that. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, the only real thing that happened was they were always too far away from box on that last moment. Whether it was forced on that last box on Vegas, which I think it kind of was, they couldn't really get that close. But on Horizon, if they were just a few feet closer, a little bit more aggressive on that box when the time's running down, they could have cleaned that up. They could have absolutely 100%. Cleaned it up, but they were just caught off guard and inted a little too aggressively. So really well done there from Pulsar. Well done, deserved win, and that's 2 times in a row. I believe they won last time. So that was really well done from them, showing that they kind of dominate this league. But I believe that's all we have for today. I really want to thank everyone for showing up and watching the stream. Could not do it without you guys. And I can't wait to see everyone else at the next one.
Yeah.
You have anything else for us, dude?
I look forward to more upsets like this. Like, that was incredible. I really enjoyed seeing Glorp out there, and man, what a good time to just hang out with everyone and watch these games. That's all I got to say.
No, for sure. Every game was an absolute classic.
Mhm.
But I want to thank everyone for showing up, and you guys have a good night.
Thank you very much.